Who's next, Dan? He's not here. Look, he's
right
gone.
at the start.
I feel like it's like there's this empty hole here, and I just
Alex is gone too. He kind of over the week couldn't do much about it. So,
He's dead. He's sad.
That was sad.
That's what happens when your character dies in D&D, guys.
You die in real life.
It's a 7 days
We play
thing.
hardcore D&D.
Yeah.
So if your character dies, you gotta go.
We all dressed. The rest of the cast, we all dressed up as a Hydra, and we ate him. So it's okay.
It was delicious.
It was delicious.
He was delicious.
The seasoning was amazing.
Either way, welcome to Legendary Action, everybody.
Roasted with teriyaki.
I'm Andrew Green. I'm the dungeon
Extra
master
sauce.
for this group of special people. Well, some of them are. No, they're all special. I take that back.
We're the best kind of special.
That being said, we're just a bunch of unapologetic nerds who are passionate about playing Dungeons and Dragons and all sorts of tabletop role-playing games, and like Warhammer 40k and etc. and stuff. Plus, and some of us are even bigger nerds because they variety stream during the rest.
I don't know who would do such a thing. Maybe it might be by the gentleman by the name of me.
But yeah, so we're here, nerds like you.
Yes.
Product made for nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, by nerds.
Yeah.
For nerds.
And yeah, I stole that from another company.
Yeah. Which company?
Don't worry about it. It don't matter.
We can't keep
Are they free business anymore, so you can be worried.
As long as we don't say their name,
So-
they won't come back. They have no power if we don't say their name.
But yeah, so
Chicken.
how was everybody's week?
I was off most of the week.
Well, we know how your week was then. That's
Yeah,
great.
it was great.
Yeah.
Did a whole lot of nothing.
He left me.
He left me. He left me. Oh my God.
That's alright.
Everybody else, no? Yeah?
You know what? Honestly, I had a great week. Just got back from my weekend. This is my Monday, and this right here. What we're doing right here is what keeps me alive. Therapy.
Yeah.
This is my
Gets him
therapy.
going for the rest of the week.
It literally does because it makes my Monday a pretty cool day. But other than that, I'm doing great.
That's true. We could have a worse Monday.
I could have a lot worse Monday. You know what I'm saying?
This is my Friday, so it starts, a good weekend.
Yeah.
I think
It
I
should be.
Well, that's the difference between us and, Dale and, he has to work during the weekend. We have government cushy jobs where,
Thanks,
Monday
government.
through Friday, oh darn, 8 to 5, what are we going to do?
Yeah, and out of all of us, who's the better hero? Yeah, that's right. I want to be.
Listen, the only person at this table that really matters is fucking Alpharius, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Really?
And I was going unconscious, like, boom, 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 boom.
You did take a lot of naps. You should have got a long rest from all the unconscious. honestly.
All the time you spent unconscious.
Definitely a long rest.
Yo, if we lost
Turns
Luther,
turns.
yeah, you guys got no chance.
Oh, you're right.
He was the best of us.
Yeah. Either way, thank you for joining us here tonight and checking in. We really appreciate continuing this this epic saga of this group that calls themselves Exodus for some reason. They just continuing to work towards defeating the big bad endgame guy or girl. That's his gal. That's true. Big bad end gal. Yeah.
Big bad.
Yeah, big bad person. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, welcome.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better. I'm
No, it
sorry.
No, it does. Wait till it starts.
Yeah.
Just wait till it really starts. But yeah, we have links to our social medias down below, so if you don't mind, drop us a follow so you can keep up to date with us, and so it gets you entered into the upcoming giveaway and build towards at 500 followers. We're going to be doing a giveaway
500 followers on Twitch.
on Twitch. Yeah, 500. Don't treat them like children. They know what we're talking about. Okay.
Oh,
You see that? She just treated you like children. I'm totally like, you're all adults, mainly. Sort of.
I'm not an adult.
Yeah.
I am a man-child.
I don't lay
Yeah.
claim to that at all.
Yeah.
I would prefer to hide
Some
in
of us.
my
Okay.
fort all day.
So a few of us require adult
You're not for it?
supervision.
I build a fort every night. How do you think I sleep?
Yeah.
Divorce must be cool.
It's wicked. Divorce is really handy. You get to make dead forts all the time. You guys should all try it. But just kidding, don't, because it sucks.
Yes. But that being said, so we're going to be giving away a set of the... We're going to be giving away a set of the limited edition Dungeons & Dragons core rulebooks from Wizards of the Coast. And when we mean limited edition, we mean that they're actually limited edition, which means once they're all sold out, they're gone. So a value of about $130 to $140, depending on where you're buying them, just right there, that. We're also going to throw in a couple sets of dice, some hero characters, and some enemies, so you can get going right away with your first encounter and playing. So spread it around, tell all your friends and people you think are interested in getting some of the cool swag that we're going to be giving away, and tell them to come check us out, drop us a follow if they enjoy what they've been seeing, and we'll get that right to you as soon as it happens. We're getting closer. The march it's going steady. It's getting there. It's exciting, right?
Moving right along.
Yeah, it is moving right along.
I have no idea what the numbers are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
fine.
gonna be
Yeah,
good.
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine. Everything's great.
Yeah, if you don't like what you see, still hit that like button and subscribe. Get us real big before you knock us down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The bigger we get, the harder we fall, and that's something that's entertainment as well.
Yeah. And then for those individuals, those few individuals who are subscribed to us, we did just open up a subscriber-only area on our Discord, where as a subscriber, we're free to just have discussions with any of the cast members who are connected to the Discord, and basically just a direct line to us through that.
And anyone who's hopped into the Discord and is kind of hanging out, I stream every day that's not today and Wednesday and Tuesdays. Hit me up if you're on and you want to play some games. I'm more than willing to hang out and play.
He's lonely.
I wanted to follow that with something, but I chose not to.
See, that's why he's a hero and I'm not.
Was it another
Because
divorce
I
joke?
was-
Because it was a
No,
good
I'm
setup.
not a I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would have been good. That would have been good, yeah. And now I'm curious. Now you got to
I was
say
going to say, are you lonely? At adventurersonly.com.
Yeah.
That's adjacent.
Hey, I like that.
This is pretty good.
I hate everybody.
Spartan.
I hate
Let's go
I
bard.
hate our
That's
bad
pretty good.
jokes.
Hey, it's almost like I'm not getting better at my job of being a bard.
But also, you follow us, find our Twitters. You can follow me at DMGreenLA, where I actually have been posting. Actually, this should interest all the players at the table. I actually post lore about the world on a semi-regular basis, little details that they wouldn't know about things like the Ordos Militant in the church, the official church of Bravadus. I posted something about them today, so you get a little inside information. I also posted something about dragons and the evolution of them on Terrowyn, so get a little inside information and a little bit more like official canon about my homebrewed setting, the one that we're playing in tonight and currently, as far as I can tell, for the near future. But yeah, you get a little insider information into kind of my thought processes on the world and the creatures and how everything interacts together, and I post those on a semi-regular basis. So there's some interesting stuff on my Twitter feed to go check it out related to my homebrew.
See, now even I'm curious.
And you follow me, so
if I had a Twitter, I would look.
That just
Make
gives you a reason to go.
they're free.
You have all
They
that
are
spare
free.
time, man. Come on.
That's valid. He has a valid point. I do have a lot.
Just
of free
make
time.
sure
But it's
you
all-
only follow the people you care to hear from,
Oh!
and just keep it that way.
Ow.
No,
You're hurting his feelings.
No, this is a
I can
vice.
see it in his
No,
face.
this
You
is-
No,
don't
this is a
understand. I
vice.
have fallen at egregious amount of people.
Yeah.
That word was hard.
That was a big word. But you're a bard. You should know these words.
And your bard's a writer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he has to
dun
edit
dun
words.
dun.
Well, I mean, that's true.
Means I have a good editor.
That's right. I don't know how to spell them, but if I could,
I'm doing good.
I'd pray about it.
Hey, you stay out of this.
But, it's same agenda as usual, people who are here, follow us on a regular basis. Hey, man, we appreciate you guys coming in, watching us every week. You know who you are, subscribers and people who are here every Friday checking us out. And those people who watch our content when we upload it on YouTube and keep up to date with the show, we appreciate you. We love you. Everybody who's following us on Discord, who jumps in, talks to us, we love all of you. And make sure you make all the new people who come in here feel just as welcome and appreciated for dropping in and talking to us and hanging out, because every one of us here appreciates the support that we get from everybody who watches us every Friday, and for people who eventually will watch us every Friday. Here's to hoping. We appreciate you. We love you. Even if nobody here just says it right now and just leaving
We
awkward
love
silence
you.
on the table.
I, from the bottom of my soulless being, absolutely adore every person who stays and watches with us because it means the world to me and my friends.
That was a ginger joke. Just saying.
It would just make my day if people just drop dad jokes in the chat. It'd be entertaining to watch.
Well, you heard her. You can't
Dad
argue
jokes,
with the
please.
lady. Bad dad jokes in the chat now.
Half the
Whoa.
half the
All
table
right.
picks up.
Listen, we don't ask much from you
Jump in
people,
there
but
real
we
quick.
are asking for bad dad jokes right now.
We do encourage those.
Yeah, bad dad jokes are great.
Dad jokes.
Players make them on a regular basis. But that being said, who's ready to play Dungeons and Dragons?
This guy.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
I need it in my
Right.
life.
We're going to run that intro and we're going to be right back. So stick around and get ready for more legendary actions.
Stick around.
All right.
What's
So,
dad jokes?
What?
Nobody made a dad joke?
Huh?
Oh.
There's no dad jokes.
how
There's,
terrible.
you know, whatever.
You guys had like a whole minute and 30 seconds of intro to do that.
Just one.
So what? That's all we needed was one.
Look, don't pressure them. They're good people. They're just.
So, when we last left off, yeah, someone died.
They did.
He's not
lost
here,
the
see?
player.
It's not green screen. He's
We
gone.
thought,
You killed one of our friends.
No, how
yeah,
fucking
we
dare
thought
You
the
monster.
we thought the barbarian vanished beneath the water, being dragged and completely engulfed in the maw of a hydra that you had all barely survived, escaping as he chased you across the bridge, destroying it, and you fighting it and taking a rear guard action as you fled to the hag's lair in order to rescue Malphne's the dwarf's brother Rangrim, who had been lost or kidnapped for quite some time.
malnourished, too.
And then you found him, you rescued him, and then you found some loot.
Sure did.
There was
Loot?
Yeah.
There was loot.
Yeah, there
Best
was loot.
All
The best kind of loot.
It
All
was
the
pretty
loot.
good.
All the loots.
We had a broom.
Pretty solid. You've got a bird.
Oh,
You got
fucking
a
did.
flying broom, yeah. That's right. Lynn has a flying broom. Man.
I know.
Those random treasure generators.
Gonna regret that.
Maybe.
He's
We'll see.
dead.
Yeah, he's dead. At which point you got back on the barge, went back through the Trollpaw Mires in this deep swamp. Grenda's lair collapsing behind you, falling into the water, disappearing beneath the waves. And you took a long rest in the basement of the Cunning Fox, and everything seemed to be looking ahead, if you ignore what happened behind you.
Like Judge Ryan.
Yeah. At which point, Valis, the Dragonborn, reminded Alpharius that they have a traitor hiding in the swamp that they need to go deal with.
Sure do.
He's responsible for bringing to justice, as he had instigated or played a major role in instigating the current civil war running in his homeland of Emrath.
Your family picked the right side.
Surprise.
Surprise!
Surprise.
Surprise.
MREF's not as good as I might have told you guys.
Called it.
I may have exaggerated.
Reports of its greatness may have been exaggerated.
But you wake up the next day, everybody's refreshed. The daylight comes.
Does it feel good finally? Like, does the evil and like the oppressiveness of the swamp kind of let off finally?
I mean, yeah, it does. Just mainly though because you guys feel better after having a rest. But the swamp is just deep and it's kind of dark and murky regardless, anyways, because of that permanent fog that runs through it. That's named after that fog bottom's named for.
Get rid of that next.
Yeah, we'll get rid of that next.
Put that on the list. Put that on the list.
Right above world peace.
All right. Well, I wake up.
Yeah, you start the day.
Yeah. We should make breakfast. I have a large day ahead of me. Riken, I know you make the best breakfast.
I do. That's true.
What are you making this morning?
What am I making this morning? I found some potatoes down below, and I have some sausage, so hash. Yeah, that's kind of it. We don't have any eggs.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go find a chicken, but I'm gonna go with probably not.
What about some dire crocodile eggs?
I mean,
Those would probably be very large.
Singing Spear, I have a job.
Yes?
I like it.
Need you to gather material for breakfast.
I look at the Whisperer. This is sanction hunting.
Well,
we're hungry.
Do you still have berries? I guess that's the question.
well,
Do you have berries?
I don't.
You're out of
Do you
berries?
not have the goodest of berries?
No,
She got
Reginald
berries.
ate them all.
Reginald ate all the berries?
Reginald, you fat mouth.
They're just all plump guys.
But we can go. But I can help.
He
find
comes out to your
things.
shoulder and he just kind of glares at you.
I look at the clear stripe.
Shifts his whiskers and kind of runs back into your pocket.
Yeah. I look at the clear stripe that happens and I go, I don't think Reginald appreciated that real lot.
I honestly think he called you out.
He's all right. Don't worry about what he says. He won't. I don't think you guys know what he said, but
I didn't even know that.
All right.
I don't know what I said because he looked at you with contempt.
Yeah, knighthood really fucking put some whiskers on that mouse.
But regardless, like dire crocodile eggs, probably not a good idea. They're a little on the, when you eat it, it kind of pokes you in the mouth, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right.
Does?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I don't get the intelligence to prove that. Anyway, it was more like a jest. Anyways, yeah, it was a joke. Everybody knows that about crocodile eggs.
Alpharius looks uncomfortable.
Right.
Crocodile eggs.
Just got the elven eyes peering through you as you look
Yeah.
away, like,
Just remember that there's
Right.
vultures.
Well,
are they sanctioned? I
As
don't
you guys
want to kill anything that might
As you guys
hinder
are
our
discussing and
cause.
eating these, most of the people have actually moved down to the basement at this point, are kind of going back up to the surface, and after hiding in there for weeks and from the undead that were wandering through the swamps, are now they feel secure enough to go back up and recheck the town and deal with anybody who may be left behind, or kind of start rebuilding their lives already.
We never check for any people, like refugees hiding in houses.
traps, extra zombies.
Extra zombies.
Look,
We didn't have time for
They
that.
can handle it.
Yeah, we didn't have time for that.
These are the survivors.
That's
They got what it takes.
Are you saying that I can kill the vultures? Does Lithana accept our harvest of them?
We'll have to take a closer look at them.
Let's go
And I'll
inside.
determine.
I put my arm out.
While they do that.
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna
let's eat
I'm gonna
breakfast.
eat this former pig.
Don't- Shh. Yeah, keep your voice down around the game warden.
No.
You remember what happened in that forest? I know it was odd, but
Which one are you talking about? We've come across a lot of odd.
the
Just
what was it? Just odd, just the black, just the what was it, a large black stag or something like that? I don't know. It was like a deer.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like the bigger deer.
The elk in the shadows?
Yeah, the
Sure.
bigger deer.
Yeah. Okay.
They knocked down like a tree and stuff.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. That's like a sign. I'm religious. I know about signs. That was a sign.
I'll take your word for it.
I ate my
I
pig.
really wish we were inside.
Yeah, I ate my pig and potatoes. I can't talk about that around a game warden. Rat us out.
That's fair.
You mouse us out.
Reginald's pumped, man. He's probably messed you up now.
Half night.
Yeah.
Half mouse.
He's half night, half now. He's full up on berries. He's ready to rock.
When is he gonna level 1 fighter?
Champion.
Exactly never.
All right, perfect.
What if there's
he's
a
a-
ranger in the party that decides that's his spirit animal?
Doesn't matter.
He's part of the group. I want shared experience.
We don't have experience.
Shared milestones.
So, what are you doing, Talon?
Join the company.
Well, I'm going to sit down and eat with these gentlemen.
Hmm?
So, what did we, what's the
sensors are tingling.
plan for today? Thank you. What are we doing next?
Well, I hope you
What does
guys...
your brave leader say?
Yeah, I would hope you guys would wait around for me and maybe help out the town. I have to go out on a murder date.
Is there a reason we don't go with you?
This is Amarath business.
Does that mean we can't go?
Well, yeah.
But there was one... Really? Why not?
It's a mouse. He never left the face of it.
If it's Emirath business, but what if you need help?
Mouse.
Well, I mean, I'm not going alone. I got the other Dragonborn going with me.
Are you sure you took my help?
Oh yeah, trust me, I can handle it. The leader of that little rebellion, though, he was a Satorian, which is it's a member of the Emperor's personal guard. He'll be tough, but a weak at Riken. He'll be the first one I take down.
Seems like a smart thing to do. He has men with him, or is he alone?
Has a couple men with him, like 3 maybe. No more. Be really easy. Matter of fact, I was thinking about attuning to this elven cloak. And maybe, I mean, I'm willing to trade it off, if anybody wants to use it, but I figured this would help me out. Stay about as sneaky as the rest of you guys.
Well, since we're here and around the fire, let's talk about all this nonsense. And I have the bag of holding here.
You guys go out, you don't see any vultures in the sky, and there's nothing going around. There's no game birds or anything in the area. Most of the wildlife still seems like it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of come back and realize that they're not just going to die being here.
Shall we go back inside?
Probably best. I have a sneaking suspicion something's going on.
I think I smell pork.
You definitely smell pork.
Yeah, we come back through the door. She just kicks it in. Just BAM! Who's eating the pork?
They've already kind of started to tidy up the inside of the tavern, the ale house, and straighten up the tables, and then unboarding the windows and kind of returning it to normal. But you don't get the impression that anybody who's actually in there at the moment, kind of straightening it up, is the owner of the place, or actually any of it belongs to them. So that leaves a lot up into the air, just kind of looking at these people and going how are they gonna sort out who gets to keep what when most everybody who lived in this town were sacrificed and flayed to become flesh golems. So you make your way to the basement, and they're down there. They're eating breakfast and having a conversation. You can see that Riken is sorting out some of the various equipments and goods and counting the gold and your take from Grenda's lair.
Well,
your broom is just in the corner.
Let's start with the coin and the gems. I think the gems should stay with the party fund. We'll sell them off when we get to town.
All right.
Yep.
How's everyone looking on personal finances?
You see me pull out my pouch, and
I got a super modest amount. I just keep a little 200 gold on me.
Do you want any more?
Oh.
to be honest, I had an incident with a small halfling, and I'm broke as shit.
That's right, you did get robbed.
Yeah, I got robbed.
Did he get it back to you? We
Wait,
spent it on armor.
Yeah, I thought you lost that in gambling. How's that the group's fault?
It's not.
Finley gave you back your money. Some of it.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry. Yeah,
He kept some of it as a finder's fee.
Yeah, because of the mat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand corrected. I'm half broke.
Okay. What is that?
You did lose the gold gambling, though.
Yeah, I know.
You did lose.
I lost a bit of money gambling. It's my own fault. Nothing too crazy.
I don't feel a lot of sympathy for that.
You're not supposed to.
What are you carrying on you right now?
Some gold.
Well, how much?
Well, realistically, looking at it like this, the total, each of you is owned an equal share of the total,
Oh, yeah.
regardless of how you decide to split
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
absolutely.
So it doesn't matter if he loses 1,000 gold pieces on gambling, he's still owed an equal share split. Now, whether or not you guys decide to take some of that equal share and put it in a party fund is up to you. But no matter what, it gets divided equally among each of you.
So, got 50 gold on me.
Oh,
Enough to live.
there's 150 gold for you then.
You just see me hold out 5 gold pieces.
How do you...
You took
Live.
all of her money.
We did.
Yeah,
You
we
did.
did.
You did. Yes.
Money does not mean so much to me. I've always been
You lived.
told.
You took her money.
I've always been told it's always good to at least have a hand. I think this is a hand.
All right. Well, here's
A
a big,
handful's a lot of gold.
here's a bigger purse, and I give her 200 more gold.
Starts coming out of her hands.
Oh, Jesus
It's
Christ.
it's in a
Also, you guys
purse.
might want to consider cutting in Malphne as well.
Yeah. Is she in the discussion? Is she down here with us?
No, her and her brother stayed up in one of the rooms so that she could try to take care of him.
You may give whatever share you would give me to Malphne to help with whatever issues the brother is going to incur.
Yeah. Sounds fair.
I have no need for the gold of this realm. The silver realm has its own currencies.
Okay. Sure.
Such a noble man you are. Just to spear.
Yeah, super normal. You ever take a closer look at that baller-ass necklace you got on?
I remember I have it.
It's diamonds.
Oh.
It seems to be magical of some nature, but I'm not sure.
What did you take again?
The silver necklace with the green gem.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I poke it. Does it do something?
Completely off topic, Andy. Is the necklace I'm currently wearing of the hag magical?
I poke the gem.
I just
Does it
I was
do
gonna
something?
just like,
It's
Alright.
cursed. It's super cursed.
yeah,
So,
I take that.
For now, we'll keep the rest of the gold in a pot. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Sounds alright with me.
Coin, gems stay here. There is this diamond, and it's different.
What do you mean?
I mean, it has some kind of... I mean, look into it. There's something in the center.
Oh, no way I grab it. Dragon Lust.
Yeah, fair
That
enough.
is priceless.
I was
That's a
gonna,
big diamond.
Oh, my goodness.
I was gonna.
That
What
is...
did, what did you grab again?
The diamond,
diamond.
the diamond that had a something in the center. And that was definitely magic.
Yeah, the piece of earth
Yeah.
in the center. Yeah.
You can hold it with me.
The flawed,
That's the most I would give you.
flawed diamond magic though.
Oh, what?
I don't know what it does, but it's definitely magical.
What is it?
The diamond.
Well, none of you have made any Arcana
Yeah.
checks or anything.
I would like to make an Arcana check upon the Rock of Earth.
I'll
Excellent.
take a look at the one that's...
There's also this heavy crossbow, which I
Because
power onto the table.
awful.
Loaded.
You guys, this is
Are
not
you?
the day,
I mean,
people.
the dragon's not letting go, so I'm assuming you're going to assist if you're
Yeah,
proficient.
my check is
You have to be
15.
proficient.
Let's just go over let's go over the, I just want to make sure you guys got all the treasure again.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are actually some spell scrolls I forgot to give you, specifically.
okay.
So, there was a spell scroll of Thunderstep
Ooh.
for you.
Good.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And there was a spell scroll of, Dispel Magic. And a spell scroll of, Vampiric Touch.
Touchy.
So, altogether, not including the the gold, the GP value of the rare and precious gems, you didn't pick up any art or anything because hags don't give a fuck.
Right.
But you have 4,000 GP,
Got that.
800 silver pieces,
Mhm.
180 copper pieces.
Mhm.
Then you have a Star Rose quartz
Got
worth
it.
50 GP,
Mm-hmm.
an onyx worth 50 GP, a zircon worth 25 GP, a rusted short sword, a breastplate armor set, and then junk, jar of ice, box filled with human fingers, a large board with different bugs pinned to it,
I remember
filled
taking
with dried newts. You got 2 potions of greater healing,
Couple less needs.
10 plus 1 crossbow bolts and a heavy crossbow,
Got that. Yeah.
padded armor, a very magical looking javelin, and then you got the silver necklace with the green gemstone. Then you had a potion of water breathing, a drift globe. You got the diamond, the magical diamond with the piece of earth in it. You got a short bow, 3 daggers, 15 regular arrows, a potion of heroism, that nice pair of very thin dark gloves that also seem to be magical. You got the jade cube on that old knotted string, also magical. Then you got the broom of flying, which seems to have taken to a limb. Then you got Shemrick's Book of Laws, which is an artifact that once per day a player may make an history check regarding any law on the land with a damage. And then you found this very exotic liverum with bound in parchment and set with bronze plates and banded dark straps that seems to be some sort of a spell book or spell tome of some sort that's magically sealed. And that was all of them.
How common are drift globes?
Drift globes are pretty common.
Yeah.
Vana could have made you a drift globe. Same thing with bags of holding, bags of devouring, etc., stuff like that. Dusty sneezing.
So yeah, as we come into there and we start doing the Arcana checks and stuff, I lock eyes back with the board that has the bugs on it, and I go over to it, and I reach down and I pick it up and I look at Reich and I go, Can I have this?
I mean, yeah.
Thank you. And I pick up the jar of meats and I go, Can I have this too? Yeah.
What's a newt?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Out of character, what's a newt?
A newt is like a
It's like a lizard.
It's a lizard.
It's a lizard.
It's like a damp lizard.
It's
in a damp place.
It's a lizard with the abilities of a toad.
Is it alive?
No,
Oh no, they're in a jar.
They're dead.
They're dead newts.
Yeah.
They're from magic.
Brenda probably eat them.
Look at that.
Snacks.
So I did a 15 on my Arcana check on his necklace.
You're pretty sure it's very powerful magic. You're pretty sure it's a relic, but you can't decipher what the nature of it is.
It's very strong, very powerful. Kind of like a relic, but that's all I know. Not very knowledgeable with this.
Maybe we should take it to Riken or because they live. They seem to know more about magic.
I don't.
I know stories, and I roll me and oh dear Lord in heaven, me and Alpharius decided to take a gander at the rock.
The diamonds.
I rolled an 18 with my
That's
investigation.
fine. It's an elemental gem.
Of Earth.
Yeah.
And
It summons a lesser earth elemental when
Okay.
used.
Ooh. Well, this is a magnificent item, good sir.
I believe it's once and then it's destroyed.
It is what it does is it conjures the energies around to expend when summoning an earth elemental. I don't recall. Give me a moment as
It's a
I.
minor earth elemental.
You see me reach in and pull a tome and start flipping through it. Let me reread the section. I don't know how many times it's can you use or if it expires.
To be, my magic is a new development in my life. Fairly recent thing.
I want
And,
to look at that.
Yes. So I'll read it to you.
As you see,
The gem
there-
contains a mote of elemental energy, which is the piece of dirt that's on the inside.
Dirt.
When you use an action to break the gem, an elemental is summoned as if you had cast the conjure elemental spell, and the gem's magic is lost. The type of gem determines the elemental summoned by the spell. Yellow diamond, earth elemental.
okay.
So it's a one-use only.
I look
I
at it.
bring the necklace over to you guys and I go,
I hand
This
you
is
the
very
necklace.
powerful.
I hand you the rock and say, Alpharius,
Yeah, I probably
I drop
won't
it in the
crush
bag for
this.
now.
also take it because you're about to go off alone. I would like any help you can get. You with it.
I wouldn't know what to do with it. Like,
Just break it and tell it to hit things.
gotta tell it to like make my bed, like row a boat.
Oh, for the love of God, please don't use it for that.
It's just a thought.
An expensive one? God, I'm suddenly right can hit me. Don't actually hit me, please.
Oh, damn.
Oh. So what else am I trying to figure out?
That necklace?
No, he has the list right there.
All
What else
right.
you need to check?
All right. So necklace. Let's just go down the list. I take a look at
The bag's in front of you on the table.
It's a
necklace.
It's a relic of some sort.
I don't know what my ability modifier is. Give me one moment because I'm on the red page.
Um,
13.
I'm not helping you.
Is anyone helping me?
I suppose I am.
I forgot to ask. I do apologize for that.
I mean, I'm there. I'm at the table.
All right. 14.
On which one?
The necklace.
Which one?
The
My snazzy one.
gem one. The
Yeah.
snazzy one that he got.
The silver with the
green gem.
The green
The
gem.
gemstone.
Mhm.
It's a relic, and it's you can use it to cast Greater Restoration once.
Ooh.
And it expires once per day.
It's a
It's
relic.
a relic.
So
It's
yeah,
once per day.
It is
Once, just once.
just once.
Okay, cool. That
Because once again, relics were developed to make sure that anybody can use magic, and they're a special form of sigildry and an arcane design, because it takes a specific kind of work in order to allow people who are non-magic users to activate magical items and use them in that fashion. They're basically like having a spell scroll
but anybody can do it.
that anybody can do.
This is something special. It's a necklace that can cast Greater Restoration once before expiring. It's a relic
Ooh, that's
of
good.
great power.
Pretty bad.
A person who tends to not get hit should have it, so they can come in and maybe fly in and save one of us.
We'll keep it in the bag.
Yeah. Next up, we have gloves, or the other necklace. Let's do the other necklace. The other necklace. 18.
It's also a relic, but as opposed to casting a spell, when you throw it at an enemy, it does 2d6 poison damage on enemy con save of 10 for half.
2d10?
No, 2d6.
2d6. Used once, gone. Cool. It's
Basically like acid splash, except it doesn't.
It's
not.
when you throw it, it turns into an acidic projectile that hurts quite a bit. So put it in the bag, I guess.
It requires an action.
Whoever thinks they may need to use such things.
All relics require an action, unless stated otherwise. Just making sure everybody knows that.
Next, shiny black gloves.
Yeah, the black gloves. Why not?
Silky smooth, thin, black glove. Ooh, with a lot. 23 too.
Does the glove fit?
Okay, yeah. I'm like,
Oh my god.
Rips the gloves.
They're gloves of thievery. Yeah, +5 to all checks to dexterity sleight of hand checks.
those stay with me. Yeah, gotta keep it.
Those are woman's gloves. You can keep.
You'll never be able to grip a sword with those gloves.
Actually, you can. They're designed that way. It's almost like when you slip them on, it doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything.
That is bizarre.
No, it is lacy.
And as you guys see him slip them on, they almost start to, in almost a chameleon-like effect, kind of change their color and texture when he purposely moves them around and grabs objects.
That is.
All right, that's pretty cool.
It's fantastic.
Very nice.
What am I getting?
Very
to?
lovely lady.
Gloves
So,
of touching.
gloves of thievery.
Ooh, gloves of thievery.
The gloves are invisible while worn. While wearing them, you gain
It's in your
+5 bonus to
inventory now.
dexterity sleight of hand checks and dexterity checks made to pick locks.
Oh.
Ooh, I need to go get me some lockpicks. What up?
I have some.
What up?
Really excited about his lady gloves.
They do look quite.
They turn invisible.
What's next?
so you can
Like,
see
do
shit.
this.
Okay.
What other shite do we have? I want to save the book to last.
Javelin.
Well,
Javelin. Let's start with the javelin.
Sure.
Javelin! 14.
14?
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. It's a javelin of lightning.
This is a stick of lightning. I need a javelin, sorry.
I don't believe the gloves of thievery require attunement either, by the way. No, they don't.
That's
Require attunement.
real handy.
These items are good. What up?
I recognize this. I pulled the drift globe. Seen a few of these in shops. Handy for a man who can't see in the dark.
And you said the other one was a javelin of lightning, yes?
Yeah.
So, handy for someone who can't see in the dark.
Give it to the dragons. Between you, me, and the lid.
I'm okay.
true.
I have my
We'll keep it
friends.
between us.
Okay. Fair enough. That broom, but I think we know what it does.
It's my broom.
It is your broom. It doesn't seem to
That's
like
me.
everyone else.
Ain't that right, broom?
I don't think it speaks. It just.
By the way, this javelin, it's a javelin of lightning. As I spin it, you throw it and speak its command word, and it turns into a bolt of lightning and strikes its target. It can only be used once per dog,
Well, that's fancy.
and it's still a magical weapon.
Ooh.
Fancy.
So who likes to use pointy javelin sticks? It's not me.
It's almost like it was intended for a party member who's dead.
Oh!
But
oh.
could be used in his memory.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I actually reach out.
Javelins use strength when you throw them.
Sure it does.
Right back at this man.
Unless it's a packed weapon.
I'm sorry, I can't.
You have an undead thieving life, so
I don't actually. You know what? Since we're on the subject of identifying magic
You're
objects,
just like,
would you like to hit?
whoa! Why did this hurt me?
I kind of
It's just on the table.
I gotta touch it, and I touch it, and I try to figure out what that sword is. It's a great sword that he pulls out the table.
Soul sucking.
That's a 19.
No idea. The magic that's used in this weapon is far beyond your capability to understand. It's going to require a wizard.
I run my hand across the blade. Oh! I have no fucking idea.
The only thing you know for sure is that there's a powerful, very, very powerful negative energy and connection to it, and a necrotic presence.
I can tell you it's really evil. Like, you shouldn't probably never, maybe not touch it, but
Back to the void with you.
it needs a wizard to identify it, realistically. Next. Use the book.
Yeah, these pair of books. This one's just a boring read about laws.
Where's the big book? I want to touch it.
This one,
oh, hold on. Laws.
our
I unhook
boring
the book.
read.
I
It
open
doesn't
it.
open.
Oh.
It refuses to open.
I'd like to read it, like the cover, see if there's anything on it.
It says fucking what it said when I gave it to you.
Well, then I would like to identify it. Then.
It
Skip
says,
this.
the Arcane Librum of Kali.
Not this guy.
I rolled 2 ones, so it's
Nice.
3.
Here you
Once
go.
again, this is bound with a very, very powerful fucking sealing spell, probably by the wizard who first held on to it. It's going to require a wizard to unlock.
Here you go, lawman, your book of laws.
Excellent.
So this book is bound by magic and sealed. I could try to open it. As I start like going to cast dispel magic on it.
What
To
a
make-
mess with things you don't know.
Yeah.
Why do you think the gloves came to me?
Or, well, it's, sword didn't work for him. Book.
Yeah, I just wanted to open it. There's probably it could be a story in there. See, the
Or
dog
it
agrees.
could be
I could also explode.
really bad things.
Yes.
All right. Well, then, how about something a little more mundane? Big crossbow and some very fine bolts.
Bolts.
They're just.
I know much more about bolts.
They're fantastic bolts.
They're just
That's
plus
what I
one.
assumed
They're
so.
just plus one magic items.
Yeah, we can identify that.
And then we already know what the cloak is, right?
Cloak of
Yeah,
Elvenkind.
yeah,
You
we
know the cloak?
identified
He
that.
told us.
Yeah, you told us, yeah. With the cloak of Elvenkind, was there anything else that we need to identify?
Some armor, weapons. There's a jade cube. I don't know if that's.
On a string, right?
No, that's actually a different thing.
I touched that thing.
Okay. Red cube on a string.
There's no red cube on a string.
No, it's a black cube on a string.
No.
Jade cube.
No cubes.
Jade cube on a string. I don't know why I wrote red the first time then.
Because you were tired.
Yeah, it must be.
16.
I already told you what it is.
Oh, that was the other necklace?
It was poison.
Oh, that's what the jade cube on a string is. Cool. I got confused when you said something. There's nothing else, right?
No, nothing of particular
The
interest.
silver necklace with the green gemstone is greater restoration.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go back through. I'm gonna check the rusty sword and the fucking armor and make sure everything else.
You
is
never know
if
when
there's
a
nothing
rusty
else
sword
magical.
is not just a rusty sword.
You don't get any magical ores from anything else.
Cool.
It's easy to tell if if an item is
That
magical,
actually brings up a pretty cool thing too. It's like,
but identifying them is completely different.
you can kind of like pick it up and like, yeah, that's magical. But you're like, I don't know what the hell it does, but I know it's magical. Cool. That was just general curiosity on my part.
My book of laws.
And realistically, the only reason I'm even allowing you to identify these items is because you're getting assistance from another magic user.
What?
This is all well beyond your bardic training. Well beyond it. Yeah. As in, requires an identify spell. But with multiple people working together, I'm kind of allowing you guys to figure this stuff out just because it's none of this super powerful or strong. But there's definitely a couple items that you have that are
Alright, so we've identified
What was
several things here. Who wants to take what?
Well, I'm going to take the javelin,
That makes sense.
and I'm going to take the book of laws.
That also
And the
makes
elemental
sense.
stone.
The elemental stone.
I gave that to him because he's about to venture off, and I'd like him to have something a little bit more powerful, just in case.
The restoration. For you.
The druid, yes, perfect.
It
And
matches.
The
are you
acid
taking the-
splash.
Sorry, there's still something.
That's just one of my eyes.
And then, are you taking the cloak of elvenkind, Alpharius?
Today I'm taking the cloak of Elvenkind.
Does it require two?
Yes.
Yes, it does require two.
Does it
Yeah.
takes an hour.
Borrow that for the
Yeah,
magic?
I think I'm going to borrow it for the evening.
Need a little help in
Oh, you never know.
I think it'd be wise. Remember to sneak this time.
Yeah.
Are you going to be alright where you're going?
Oh, I'm going to be just fine. Unlike this guy. And as I look at the book and I ask it a question, is owning gloves of thievery a felony or a crime?
Make the check with advantage.
Ah, sucker! Ooh. What sort of check am I making? Is it a history? An investigation?
It's a history check.
Ooh, not my strong suit. 15.
The 15. The book basically opens to a section of page, and you start to see the blank pages fill with all of these different laws in different countries that say, yes, it's illegal to own them, yes, it's illegal
so
not to have them, but for the most part, just like any magic item, it depends on where you go. But in places like Bravadus, it's an offense that will land you in jail.
Ah! This book is awesome.
I'm glad I could
Don't-
make you happy, friend.
Don't get caught with those.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're not even there.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Don't get
The
caught
general
with
the
those.
general gist of all the laws that you kind of peruse through is basically they're going to raise red flags, and in some places you're going to get jailed for them. But it runs the game between pissing people off to owning them itself isn't necessarily an offense. Using them is.
Just going to cause suspicion.
If
It
they
seems
can
like
see it.
Salem's way to cause suspicions.
Yeah. That's right.
It's very true. You know, magnificent point.
okay.
Yes.
The healing potions.
Yes. One goes with the dragon.
Alright.
Already had one.
Never mind.
A greater healing.
Upgrader? No, I don't have one. Upgrader.
Here's
You
one.
do now.
And the other to our druid friend.
Greater potion of healing.
Water breathing. Who's most likely to drown that hasn't already?
I look at the guy covered in plate armor. I feel like this is a pretty obvious solution.
Yeah, you're probably right. For emergencies, friend.
On my last breath.
Well, that's a good hour, right? You get an hour of breathing on, right?
Uh-huh.
Take 10 minutes to take off the armor and
Can
you'll
you-
get back.
Can you drink a potion of underwater breathing underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drink a potion.
Yeah, if you can
Yeah.
drink it.
Yeah, if you can just start
Can you
drinking
drink a
the
bottle of
around
water
work,
in a
yeah.
pool? Yeah, you're gonna get some water in there, but that's fine. You still get the potion.
I was honestly just curious, really, because I was thinking about trying to drink something out of a bottle underwater. I was like, that got
Be pretty
fucking
tough.
hard.
I'm sure it'd be tough, but I'm sure if you were
Has to
gonna
be-
die, you
it
could
has
get
to
it
be,
done.
it has to be like 95% of the potion ingested. The effects of the potion only work when you ingest the potion in its entirety. Or close to it.
Heroism. Forget what heroism does.
You get a D4 of temporary hit points. Or D8. No D8.
Oh, it's even better than that.
It does
Yeah, it's
more.
even better.
Here? Oh,
It
it's
does
way
more.
better.
I know it's a really good one, so yeah.
Oh, it's
Heroism.
insanely good.
For 1 hour after drinking it, you gain 10 free hit points that last for an hour. For the same duration, you are under the effect of the bless spell. No concentration required.
Ooh,
The
Let's
potion
add a
bubbles
D4 to
and
everything.
steams as if boiling.
very fancy. That's like if someone's in a crucial need of actually doing something right.
Has anybody in this group ever done anything right? I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, you have.
Saved your life.
We didn't die to a drug lord.
That was a good choice.
So,
Saved his life.
Well, you put yourselves in that situation.
Okay.
Well, I'm all looted up.
All right. So the heroism, just leave it in the bag, or because that's essentially leaving it with me, or do you? So where is it going to be its most useful?
We should probably, I don't know. We could leave it with you if you ever get the burst of inspiration to get out there. Really put yourself in harm's way. Like, really put yourself in harm's way.
We'll
I don't
see.
feel like that's Riken's choice.
I seen him get up there before. I seen him
Did he die?
almost.
He got struck by lightning twice.
Last I checked, whenever he got into combat, he was unconscious.
Ran right between two pillars and got zapped. Classic trap.
by the way, so who took the final potion?
Right,
Riken.
do it.
All right.
You won't regret it.
3 potions of healing.
I'll take 2 of those.
All right, we're all out of that. So how about
Take 1 of those.
you get 1, you get 1, you get 1.
What about singing spear?
Yeah. Already got a greater seeing spear. You take my potion of healing.
Thank you.
I thought he forfeited his share. That's all.
I do believe that was the gold I spoke of.
My mistake.
Of course. Claire.
I declare.
I'm pretty wise. I cut right through that bullshit.
Pleasant subtle.
Give me a check.
I have no need for your
Is that-
paltry treasures.
Is that it?
I mean, there's some breastplates, some padded armor, short bow, some daggers, nothing special.
Just in general,
about those.
everything fetches half price on the market when you sell it back.
Yeah. I mean,
assuming condition, it could be a little bit under.
this acid splash necklace, whatever, it hasn't been doled out.
If you want to use the gem,
I'll take
Yeah.
2 of those daggers.
Okay, you can take all 3.
Don't
of the
forget, you
daggers.
guys recovered half of your hit
Take
die
this. Take
Yeah.
the jade necklace as well.
rounded up when you
The poison one?
Yes,
What's the name of the poison necklace?
it's a jade cube on a string. You know, basically, you put acid splash necklace. That's the easiest way to do it.
Got it.
You took the diamond.
96.
Those all stay in
Yeah,
there.
isn't that what it says now?
Room.
46. Cool. I just want to make sure.
You have Shimrick's Book of Laws.
Sure do. Which I already used today.
I'll put the Librum back in the bag.
Should
All
I
stays in the bag.
Or
Draco stays in the bag. You have the javelin. Heavy crossbows back in the bag. So bolts. Arrows in the bag. I guess that's it.
I asked.
Some very exciting accounting we've just done.
Actually, can I use the crossbow?
Yeah.
Cool.
Take them.
I totally forgot I was who said that. That's
Say
a longbow.
It's a heavy crossbow and 10 + 1 bolts.
The bag of holding hold stuff, right?
That is what its purpose is.
I
Yeah.
grabbed the bag and I put my longbow in it.
It never ceases to amaze me when I watch that happen.
It's very.
Magic, right?
It is a handy tool.
And it was what 10 bolts of +1?
10 plus 1 bolts.
All right, our dragonborn friend. You're out to go assassinate a man, yeah?
Yeah, it's a quick little murder date. It's no big deal.
Very paladin-y.
I wouldn't think that would be a paladin.
I feel like
It's not, but he's
I
putting
feel like
country
the
above
warlock
order.
is being a little condescending to you, Alpharius.
It's not really an assassination.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to offer them a mercy of a quick death.
Yeah,
They
sure.
can repent.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't really care who you kill.
I know, you're probably just jealous.
I mean,
You can't have a soul. I'm just going to go kill some regular old, simple, nothing too hard, nothing too fancy.
maybe I'll just tag along. Maybe I'll tag along, huh?
No harder than bandits.
Yeah,
It's just
for
a palace guard. No big deal.
There was one
guy.
One more
One
thing
guy.
Yeah.
before we venture off.
Uh-huh.
I have a suspicion.
Yeah.
Go on.
We're looking for a giant creature that could massacre a bunch of men very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that this water is connected upstream into the other town.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Hydra is the thing you guys are looking for.
I agree. The Hydra is what killed the men of the Grey Jacks, which means we need to go kill it. Take its head. A head. Or something from
We
it.
already removed one of its heads. Go retrieve it if you wish.
Well, now it has to die.
I believe your request was to bring back its head.
Yeah, I'm not.
Bring back
I don't
evidence.
think that requires it to die.
What?
To bring back its head.
Yeah, Veracruz is not an idiot. I'm not going to piss him off.
You're going to carry an entire Hydra corpse back to him.
No, one of its head after it's dead.
Or there's another Hydra in the swamp.
Hydras are hyper-territorial. The idea of them nesting near each other is not good.
Very wise in Hydra lore. Why don't you go kill it yourself then?
You know he's right too.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Again, I'm a storyteller. My favorite things are stories. And when stories have truths, they're the best part.
And yet for some reason you thought that Luthak might still be alive.
He's a tenacious one. Generally, orcs of his stature, especially half-ones, have a tenacity about themselves. They tend to get back up after death.
Well, that's a ferocious person. You speak.
You might even call it relentless.
Almost like they endure.
They survive, as you would like to say.
Yeah, they might have like a relentless endurance chart.
If he was a path of the zealot half orc, he would still be alive.
But either way, right, that is probably the beast at which we seek.
Love you.
Yeah, love you.
You.
Love
Wait,
you.
so it's bad, buddy. We
Love
still
you,
love
man.
you. We wish you were here. I miss you right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Luthog was a great character.
He was the best. But no, we
Yeah,
should.
it's all very sad.
Didn't think there was a chance. Plus, I've seen Luthog get up after being pretty destroyed.
Have you ever seen a man get back up after he's been beaten?
I've heard a story of a gentleman by the name of Alpharius who clawed his way out of what was the old one? A Rasmataz or a Razzmatazz? I can't remember.
The story I heard, it was a purple worm.
I was told he
Oh,
was a very
I think he
odd
was in both
character.
stories.
Could be a different.
I think it
I don't know what it was.
They say he was a half elf that just,
sounds made up.
I heard it was a half dragonborn.
Yeah.
I can
he
tell
was
you.
a half something, sure.
I can tell you as a man who's been in the world for the better part of 2 centuries, I've never seen a man get eaten and come back from it.
I just don't think you're exploring hard enough.
If you wish to pursue this Hydra, you are free to do that. I go to Neriella to retrieve her and take her back to my realm.
Absolutely. Again, it's just a more problem to deal with. It's ours.
Or maybe we could go back and
Actually, shit, it's only ours. No, she got dragon. Never mind, it's ours.
or maybe you can just go and just tell him. And you know, there's you know,
See, when a very powerful man says, I need this done, and bad things happen, and he's a very powerful and angry and slightly aggressive man, you don't tell him no, or come back and not fulfill the deed. It's not exactly a good thing to do. I don't...
He's splitting hairs, just so you know.
I just think it would be nice to just tell him we found the Hydra. He's in there. We caught off one of these heads. We'll go back and just give people information. Like
Didn't your dad ever tell you that if you're going to do something,
I
you
was
got to
an
do it?
orphan, so I don't have a dad.
Yeah, but you were raised.
I was raised by Kalti.
Yeah. Well, didn't he ever say if you're ever going to do something, you're going to do it?
Well, Kalti will always say, just do what you want to do. And then he would laugh and smack my head because he's such a big Goliath. I miss him. I truly.
But either way, I believe that to be the beast which we see.
I believe it is so too, the way you guys
Can you be
described
sure?
it. I
Yeah.
can be sure.
You can be sure?
I can be sure.
You were there? when this beast destroyed this company of men?
Oh no, but you
You would
know,
have to be able to tell what the bite radius was. of that
we'll see.
monster.
Well, from the way that they had described what had happened, same thing happened to poor Luthok.
I don't believe that Hydras are in the business of leaving corpses.
There wasn't many corpses there.
Riken, Thaywin, what do you guys think it could have been the same beast?
Water,
I'd say the odds are long.
evil,
I'd say they're
these
short.
things, leaves no traces in the waters. And when you guys were there in the barracks,
How far away is this lake?
Yeah.
About how far is the lake from here?
where's the map?
A few miles, maybe.
Who's got the
We have
map?
a map.
Who's got the map?
I don't have the map. I believe we have a
Have
digital
I been
download.
around it?
We haven't gotten a
I don't think I've been around it.
map in a good long time.
I think actually I know where it is.
Yeah, we have some sort of digital download.
It's
So-
on D&D Beyond.
It's on D&D Beyond, and I believe under the campaign notes.
D&D.
All I'm saying that is if you want to be sure, go back to the lake. The creature will be there if it's not that creature. If it's not there, then maybe it is your Hydra.
Well, we have to go back to the ruins of Warren anyhow.
But we,
I have business there.
but we know where the creature is now. It is in its lair. It
I
is
want to get
wounded.
out of this swamp.
But we know where the beast is now. We know it is weak, and we know we can go get it now.
It's had time to rest, and you know how fast a Hydra
Just generates.
it's a miracle of nature, or whatever you want to call it.
I would call it an abomination.
Fair enough. The wrong weapon will close the wound as fast as you cut it.
Correct.
Yeah, I know.
We agree with that, Sasha.
Well, big
I agree
one.
with the dog.
The Hydra will keep for another day.
Whatever damage you've done to it, whatever weakness you may think it has, it's gone. If anything else, it's also feasted upon your friend. That's going to regenerate whatever it needs.
I think it's the beast, and I think if we get there now and move once his deed is done, we can get there in time to kill the beast, and maybe find a body to bring back, and maybe bring him back as well.
Alpharius, how long is
We
your...
had one friend brought back from the dead. I don't see why another couldn't.
Because when one is digested, it is a little harder to resurrect them.
Best thing is, I just really don't care what you say.
Well, I'm impartial to you. You've already shown that the human side of you is the side that drives.
It is. Because at the end of the day, the human side is what drives creation and beauty more often than not.
It's a weakness. It should be rooted out of you.
It's a gift that should be cherished and grown.
Unknowns are strange creatures.
Leland, I don't.
Look, we're not here to argue
Yeah.
the superiority of elves, because clearly that's a mistaken view. But you have a job, and the Hydra isn't going anywhere.
The height, it's
We have to go back to Warren, and like I said, it will keep. And I need to be in Warren for something else, where those men were killed.
And
Can you
what?
make a
We're
religion
right
check
there.
for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
History.
Oh, fucking trash. Trash.
Trash.
5.
5. You know for a fact that resurrection requires basically only one body part.
Only
And
one
it
body
restores all body parts in mortal wounds and poisons. And they're restored to full HP when the spell's cast.
Is that true resurrection?
No, it's just resurrection.
Resurrection. So you just need a slither of them.
You touch a dead creature that has been dead no more than a century, that didn't die of old age, and that isn't undead. Its soul is free and willing. The target returns to life with all of its hit points.
What level of? Well, we just gotta find somebody.
That'd
That'd be quicker.
I thought true resurrection was the only one that restored a body, though.
No. No. No, it says this spell closes all mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts.
Yeah. The other one will fabricate a body. You
Yes.
got nothing.
Yeah, you can go from the essence of that.
Get a creature that can do true resurrection.
I don't think we've ever seen something like that.
But we know of someone who's already cast a resurrection once.
Ah. Well, he is an orc. Would he want to come back?
It's kind of the problem, though, Thielen. I mean, the gods that I follow and that support me along my path, they have a purpose for me. Luthot, the deities that backed him, they're a whole different matter. There was a reason every time I tried to pray for him or give him any religious guidance, he always scoffed at the idea.
If I'm not mistaken, towards the end, he started believing you. He started listening to you when you would speak of faith. And he started believing your words above others. So why not bring him back and show him the true power of your faith?
Well, it's not up to me, Thielen.
No, but you could try.
I did try. I was right there, right beside him when he failed.
And what's stopping us from going out there now, killing something we have to kill anyway, and hopefully saving a friend that we built a bond with?
Thielen, I can't live in the past like that. I lost too many good friends in the war.
And if you had a chance to save one, to bring one back, would you take whatever action you needed to bring a friend back in the moment?
It's not the moment anymore.
It still can be.
This is war, Thielen.
This is not war.
It's war. It's all around us.
We are a bunch of adventurers with strength and courage and the ability to do deeds that no others can.
Not resurrect. We got lucky. And this one was only dead for less than a minute when we
And
brought him
we
back.
were wounded and weak from fighting multiple creatures and a hag and a sorcerer. Now we are strong, rested, and ready.
I don't doubt we can kill the Hydra. What I'm telling you is this expectation of bringing back the orc. Don't get that in your head.
I will absolutely get it in my head. It is hope.
Expectation leads to disappointment, friend.
Make another religion check for me.
The gods don't care about us.
They don't care about
Better.
you because you betrayed them.
9.
9.
It's getting better. The rolls are getting higher.
Warming up.
The relationship that you have to explain to Thalen is that no spell can bring any person back to life unless the Veiled Queen says so. So every spell is basically a plea to the Veiled Queen and to the deity that has already laid claim to the soul to bring them back. So you're basically asking two separate deities to bring someone back to life. And one has to overrule the other. And that's the relationship of the Prime Pantheon with the Veiled Queen. And with Thurok being a dissenter god, the soul only has to be willing to come back as well. But basically the Veiled Queen has to say, yes, this soul is gone before its time. But the only way to know for sure is to try. If he died before his time, then he can come back. As long as Thurok hasn't convinced him that he needs to stay in his domain. Assuming Thurok even lays claim to his soul.
No. That's the problem. There's a couple baller fucking deities that might want fucking Luthot.
Maybe he comes back a little bit stronger. Out of character, of course.
There's a couple.
For the most part, what the Dragonborn lays down for Thalen is this complex weave of nobody understands what the gods' true motives are, what the rules to play by actually are, other than the fact that they know that you're pleading to the Veiled Queen to bring back someone's soul from death.
I know the rules. The gods will only return a soul that is part of their plan. They don't care what your feelings are about it.
And I would like to try.
But that's also the point that he drives home, is the only way to know for sure.
I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to say you shouldn't be so zealous on this one.
How old was the orc?
He was relatively young, actually. I think he was 23, 24, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
a ripe age for an orc to die. He died the way that any orc would. With a weapon in his hand against an enemy greater than him.
Yes, and I'm still trying to show him that he's not just an orc, but a hat. There was another part of him that was worth saving.
Oh, here he goes back into the human parts again.
Oh my god, I can't wait for you to be gone.
Can you? Because we're sitting here having an argument about an orc. There are millions of them.
I'm not talking about an orc. I'm talking about Luthor.
He's a half-man, half-orc. He was raised with orcs. He's an orc. They die by the thousands.
All I know.
What does it matter if one is dead?
It's probably the same thought that led to a lot of dissension among the elves, the history among them.
Oh,
I can go on stories about...
Luthano, grant me the restraint not to punch this man.
If you're gonna punch me, do it, pussy.
I don't know what that reference was. What was that reference?
I was calling you out, if you must know. I was calling you a name to belittle you, to hopefully have you hit me, but you didn't.
This one would stop you, boy.
I do not care.
Gentlemen,
I wouldn't fight back.
violence is not the answer.
No.
There's a lot of
All I
emotions
know
flying
is-
around.
I just want to tell you that we have a chance. We have hope.
I'm not going to stop you from trying. I'm just telling you, why are you so dead set and excited for the idea?
Do I sound excited? Does my tone...
You sound pretty convinced it's going to work.
Because I need to have something at the end of this tunnel.
I
to
don't
keep me
understand
going.
how,
You know what that's
how
the
an
end of my
actual
tunnel?
man thinks that this is folly. But a person with your lineage,
Because I've read stories.
Being
I've
a
read
half-elven.
legends. I know what is possible. It's what I was taught. All it takes is one person to believe, and one person to go out and do something that causes a change.
This
One
is
person
madness.
to be crushed by these enemies.
This is
And at this moment, I don't know why we are even together. What bonds do we have if we're not willing to go out and do something about them?
Gold mostly. Don't want to die from glowing green towers. That's at the
But-
end of my road.
But when something... I need to go back here because it's something I need to do. So we just need to do what's on your plate then?
No, but it is convenient that way.
Convenience and soul selling is what I see from you. I think I need a break right now. If you
Fair enough.
give me a moment, our tensions are high and this is doing nothing for us.
Alright, I'm ready to go. I'd like to go with you to kill the man.
Sorry, Riken. This one's on me.
I could use some blood.
You could do something good for a change. Help the people around the town.
We did help them.
Help the small folk.
Fine.
And I would like to give Valen some counseling in the corner,
Let's
if I could.
make some more of that.
Sure. Yep. If I could approach you.
Cure?
What's up,
Oh,
Alpharius?
yes, we can.
Let's let them talk.
No, I'm just taking her off. We're gonna go make some more cure.
Ooh,
Nice.
There you go. Cool.
We'll just spend the day doing that.
Singing, well, I'm probably holding like her back. Because I'm sure I am.
What are you, 14?
Yeah.
Singing spirit. You should come with us.
very well.
Valen,
What's up, Alpharius?
I just want to talk to you about the Hydra.
Absolutely, what?
So you don't want to just go out there and kill it for revenge, do you?
No. I made mistakes in that combat, and they will weigh on me. There's things I could have done better, but I will take those in stride. I need to grow and become strong if I have to achieve my own dreams. But that is not revenge I seek. I seek hope. Because even if a part of Luthok is there, out of everyone we've ever met, who needed redemption more than him?
Luthok didn't need redemption. Luthok, look, he was a great man and a great orc. Above all, he was a great friend.
Exactly. And I think that we may have an opportunity to even, because you and me both know that he was following a terrible god.
This path some are just laid down.
Why can't we step away from that path? What prevents us from stepping one tile to the right?
I was hoping he was. He was on that path.
And if we have to go kill that beast anyway, why not go?
I just hope you're not doing this for revenge. I've had a taste for vindicticism and slight joyful jokes, but revenge has never been my thing. I've seen too many sad stories come from it. I just see hope. I
I see a piece of Lutho, a simple piece, something that's worth going to grab. We have to kill the damn thing anyway.
He really likes his account, though.
We might have to kill it.
I'm almost positive. I would bet my goddamn ears on it that this thing is what ate those men. You saw that. You saw the carnage up there. A beast, a creature, monstrous in size did it. Something that was in the water.
It did match.
It fits all too well. In a world where there is, as some say, no coincidences, this seems like a coincidence. I don't know how I beat myself.
Apparently, the bard doesn't believe it's fair.
Apparently, sorry, apparently work button is still on in my head.
Well, it's Monday.
It's
You're
a Monday.
forgiven.
It's a Monday. I just, of all the things we've had one friend fall down to a ravine of lava and die. We didn't have the chance to bring her back. You had your soul ripped out by the river. We brought you back. True story. I think that if this is something worth fighting for. Pretty high tech.
We really do, which is
I honestly,
Dad.
I don't know why, but something is telling me that this is worth going for. This is something worth doing. I don't know about you, but we're not doing anything goddamn else right now. All we've got on our plate is you've got something to do. I'm pretty sure we'll have something personal to do. And we have a giant tower shitting out green energy into the sky, making it weathery and shadowy, and we probably have to go solve that.
Well, you gotta solve that. So I just don't want you having revenge or regret on your mind. Lou thought he made his choice to stand there beside us. This is what Lou thought wanted to do. I lost a lot of great friends in the Orc War. And as a young Dragonborn, I would never imagine that I would have been standing beside Lou thought. In my wildest dreams, I never thought I would have fought side by side. And as those heads tore into him, right before it all went dark, I saw him. I regret my last words. I should have said more.
I just don't believe it should be the last word. And I find it that anytime something comes up, it's always flee, run, hide. No, we shouldn't go there. No, we shouldn't do this. I don't feel what I thought was there. I think I'm losing with this group. I feel the bond breaking, and I don't like it. We are friends. We're goddamn heroes. We've done greatness together. We have greatness to complete together. And I just feel it.
I feel the twinge from the other room.
I just feel
that
between what is left of what we are, I don't know if I want to be a part of this anymore. I feel like nothing we're doing matters because all we're doing is running.
We're not running.
And I see one little piece. It sure as goddamn feels like it.
You might be right.
We let the man who is scared of his own death to the point he sold his own soul try to dictate our path. And it bothers me. Alpharius. It really does.
I think you're looking at it all wrong.
What should I be looking at?
You should be thinking about how we charged up the hill and at the tree, how we took down the hag and the flesh golems, how even when we were tired and depleted, we pushed on, even into the lair. No matter what the odds are, we're always fighting through it.
Out of necessity.
That comes at a cost.
And I feel like we can get some of what we paid back.
You do the simple math. We lost half our number.
Yeah.
From the original Exodus.
Yes, we have. Lucian left to handle his own business. Lumi unfortunately passed away. And Luthoff was eaten by a fucking hydra. But you know what? I want to go get him back. I want to bring that man, and at the very least, have a piece of him to bury.
So I was planning on building something when we get back to Greencrest. I'd like your help on it.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm so confused right now. I don't know who to talk to. I feel that any true intent is covered in this is just, it's not right. I don't know more.
It's a lot more work after this. I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna take down that tower.
Well, that tower's going down. I will be there for you for that. But after that, I don't know.
All we've done is greatness for this town. Greencrest, Fog Bottom. Look at this place. People got hope. There was hiding in these basements when we showed up. Now it's just us.
One thing I was taught when I was younger is that we go through terrible things in life. Often we see our friends, our family die, and we see people turn old and wither, and we see people being shamed and taken. We see all this evil in the world. What you should do is focus on the good. Build hope. Stay heading towards the light. Always move forward and keep stepping. And I guess I'm fixating on a little piece of a friend as hope. And I want to charge forward and grab it and pull it back.
All right.
If we wish to aspire to take care of evil witches and wizards and towers that change the very essence of reality, we need to be willing to do things no one else will. When even mighty heroes run, we must step up and smile.
That's what I want you to do then. I'm going to go off today. I want you to come up with a plan to take down that Hydra.
I can do that.
It's got to be a good one. It's got to have logic to it. The original members of Exodus, we're low now, all right? Take it easy on Reich.
No,
Me and him, we've seen a lot, all right? We all lost people. You have too.
I have. I've seen friends die. I just try not to let it fester.
I'm going to be a little cold about this, but I've seen friends die by the hundreds. I've seen the battlefields afterwards, the maiming, killing. But come up with a plan.
I will.
I just hope you grab a piece of the thought.
I'm sure as I'm going to if I can. Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
May the goddess protect you.
Wish I could get some bardic inspiration, but
As I say that, Andy, I reach in and I pull a card from my pocket.
Mm.
It is the Ace of Hearts.
you should only have one heart card left.
The only card I have left.
Out of a whole deck.
Yeah, it's the only card I have left. Here, take this.
All right, take it.
It is something that is dear to me. Put it close to your chest.
Do I crush it like the gem?
No, this is nothing magical. This is just a little bit of luck when you need it most, my dear friend.
Thank you.
Way. But
I put it in my pouch.
I think I need to go talk to a certain little gnome and see what he has to say about beasts of the forest. I step up and I walk away.
Okay. And now I am so alone in the basement.
Yeah.
Grab some of our
Am I alone in the basement?
You're like, oh no.
Now's
You
your
two are
time
the
to cry
last two
now.
standing in there.
Get your cries out. Get your sobs out. Wipe out them salty tears and then go back upstairs.
Everybody who's been injured or sick or is recovering has been moved to legitimate rooms and like houses, and everyone's kind of trying to get their life back together.
You get some sunshine.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, I go upstairs.
Okay.
So, this cure of yours, any way to make it taste, I don't know, not like rotten flesh?
Don't you have something that can help you do that? I always see it go.
Sure, with the food, and it adds a little bit of that saltiness, that's good.
Well, you know what they say.
Honestly, Reagan, I really think that maybe you shouldn't be tasting the cure and save it for people that actually need it.
I only had a little. I wanted to know what it was like, and it's really bad.
Well, you know, I'm pretty sure that everybody's going to taste something awful and live versus not taste something awful and die.
Well,
But I just wish surviving it wasn't so unpleasant.
look. The most awful tasting medicine is always the better ones. That's what I have been told. And that's what I
you're the
can prove.
expert.
Yes.
Those
But
healing potions are pretty bad.
But regardless, both of you,
I'm grinding up
I-
the herbs for you guys in the bowl.
I think you two were a little bit too harsh on Phelan. Like, I'm pretty sure we've all have gone through situations where we've lost someone.
I have a certain someone sitting on a table in a town not far from here
Exactly.
that could die if we don't get there
Exactly.
in time.
Of course. Of course. I
And-
understand. I had the urgency of wanting to go back and make sure I can get the cure around to everybody.
Right.
Like, I have a mission too, and everyone else. It's just, we all need to understand. We are, well,
Yes, we
We are
understand.
Sign language?
I look at him confused. I'm not
We
sure what
are-
that means.
we are human. We do have, sometimes our emotions can be out of whack. Like, it's not like I've been in the same situation as Phelan when I've lost Kalti. I had gone through a bad part of my life, trying to do whatever it takes to bring him back until it finally took the words of Lathana to finally tell me that he's in a better place. Not saying it's the same situation we would want for Luthok. I really did enjoy his company, even though we hadn't really talked much. But he did save my life, and a small part of me does wish we could bring him back. But there's lots of length. We barely got out of that Hydra alive. But I'm just wanting to look at both of you, especially you.
I think
It's
a
a
large
lot.
part of me wishes the boy didn't conflate heroism with importance.
Of course.
Luthok was just another man, and he died, and the gods probably won't return him to us.
But tell me, it's going to be a little bit hard to go on without having Luthok around. Come on, hearing Ort survive kind of pumped my blood.
Fair enough.
And for you, Mr. Singing Spear, I know Lathana would probably see this as, you know, he's in a better place. It's the cycle of life, and I know you don't really see it. I know elves can be a little difficult, but just understand that it's like,
What exactly do you mean difficult?
You people are haughty,
it's,
and you think you're the best all the time.
trust me, you're not the,
I'm going to live through 3 of your lifetimes.
And all 3 of my sons.
And before I
will be
get my
able-
first gray hair, none of you are worthy of anything because you're not around long enough to make an impact in the world.
Okay, what if I took one of your ears?
What?
How would that affect your life?
Well, I don't think that would quite happen that way.
Well, what if I took one of your ears?
You would probably die.
Well, I'm just stating as a fact, like, if you lost your ear and did not have the ability to have one of your ears and to live on with your life without that important part, that's how
there are
we
maimed
see,
elves.
that's how we do kind of see these kind of situations now. Trust me, I've tried communicating with a lot of elves in the past. It's just that's a fine example that Kalti had taught me. What if I take, like, he would always just stand there and be like, what if I take one of your pointy ears, motherfucker? And it would be very entertaining to see how the elves do. But, regardless,
I think he liked elves.
It sounds an awful lot like your father did not like elves.
he was not my father. He was like a father figure to me, but
Oh,
it was hard in the second. But,
I understand, and I see the plight. It is disheartening whenever we lose someone in the
Yes.
Silver Realm.
it's just for,
But one of our lives is of much more import because we can make changes in the world.
of course. Of course. Trust me when I say I don't understand that. But regardless, for you, if it might take a split second or a few moments to realize it, for us could mean a lot. Because we don't have much to live.
I guess you do have fewer breaths.
I'm just saying, what would you do if Reginald was no longer with you? You guys all seem to enjoy his company.
I mean, yeah, he's good for a laugh, but he is a mouse. We're gonna outlive him.
Well, I mean, how did he die?
Who?
Reginald.
He's not dead.
Reginald's not dead. He's right.
Well, how would he have died?
Probably from that cat.
Likely because she's dying at the moment.
I wouldn't be I wouldn't be too saddened. The circle of life has completed itself.
But you would
Much
miss.
like
But you would miss his little.
there are other mice in the world.
But not like Richard.
He
We
would
are
He does have an
one-
adorable little sword.
He would be missed, but we would
Well, but
mourn the
regardless.
passing and
Of
move
course,
on.
of course.
Getting
But
stuck
you
on
are
it.
an old man.
Okay.
I wasn't even a man yet when I was his age.
Well, you
I
are a
don't think
very,
he is
very
old.
ancient man.
Why do you keep associating me back to your race?
Well, I am young, spry. You are old and ancient. You are getting up there.
I don't, okay. You know,
But you probably have much more to learn.
I am so confused by this lady.
But regardless, just take it easy on Bailey.
As you wish. I am much in the same aspect, and you are a follower of Lithon. You have to see this as well.
Of course.
This is
no,
this is the circle.
no.
Lithon, this doesn't actually cross into Lithon's portfolio.
It's
It
nature, though, right?
No.
No, they're not natural.
We're just saying it for now.
It's not the way that the portfolio is laid out. The Veiled Queen and the deities are all the other deities lay claim souls.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, not like he's not like with her soul, but like the
Just the
cycle, the circle of life.
like-
You
know,
called
like
it an abomination.
the
Doesn't count.
Hydra
it's alive.
eats the guy because a Hydra eats guys. That's what they do.
It's
So,
like
you
a
know,
cycle. That's how
Yeah,
we're kind of seeing it.
Yeah, we're rationalizing it with our God.
Like, Lion King.
Assuming that
great circle of life,
assuming
yeah.
that he didn't die before his time, which would mean it's not a natural death.
Right, valid. But then I rationalize that by putting in the fact that he's an orc and
But who lives and
orcs
dies?
don't live long.
The problem is who lives and dies falls directly within the purview of basically the Veiled Queen.
Right.
But
Lithon is
anyway.
in charge of making sure that there are animals to feed and that animals live and that the world is healthy and the natural world exists in the state. Hydras technically aren't a natural part of the world.
Well, I mean, would I consider an orc a beast?
You would call
I mean,
would consider them beast-like, but
I mean, I've called him a beast.
Yeah.
The first thing I called him was a beast.
yeah.
I made the assumption just based off of history of Terrowyn. Like, I just assumed that I would have a natural racial bias to them being animals.
Regardless, we are all buddy
But
buddies.
they're not animals.
Okay. Fair enough.
But regardless, we are all buddy buddies. We're all here. We're all here to help each other out. We're friends. We're not, I wouldn't go as far and say we're family, but we're just friends.
I've known these
Stick
people
together.
for the better part of 2 weeks. I
You
believe.
got my bottom, I got your head, kind of thing.
Yes.
It's what I would say because Culty was up here, so like I got his bottom and he got my head.
None of us as large as a Goliath. I'm pretty much average to him. So
Regardless.
you could have our shoulders.
Well, I like that term a lot.
You like the bottoms and heads?
Yeah.
Very, very well. You may cover my bottom any time, Aline.
I'll make sure no one steps in.
Thank you.
I hear it's painful.
It is.
As what we just dealt with, yes, it's not pain. Pain is pain.
Hit it! Thank you. And we go continue.
I look at Riken.
Uh,
Where do you think the Dragonborn has to go alone?
I don't know. I suspect his ally isn't really his ally, but I don't trust anyone, do I?
If you're concerned for your friend's well-being, I may be able to follow their trail. And if should something happen, intervene.
Yeah.
I am knowledgeable in the ways of hiding in plain sight.
If he goes out there and finds himself in trouble, I suppose we'll follow him and settle me. Hate to save him just to lose him. Seems like a waste.
Once they move out of camp, I will hold in behind them. And should something occur, I will intervene. Or if it should fall, as Alpharius believes it will, I will stay out of it.
You
You'll
know,
be none the wiser.
you're crushing the leaves. They're too smushy now.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Do it.
Come back!
Outside, heroic pose. Look around. What do I see?
You see many of the townsfolk out, kind of just making minor repairs to their shacks and to their homes, taking most of their belongings or people's belongings that have been kind of like tossed out, and they're like making piles and trying to sort and get everything together. From what you can see from the amount of houses plus huts and shacks, it looks like more or less there's maybe only about 20 out of 100 and something people who live there that are left. So they have a long ways to go, and a few of them you can hear kind of debating the merits of staying versus moving to like Anvil or to Greencrest. So there's a lot going on. The people are repairing the barges and taking stock of things that they had ordered or had purchased, including things like kegs of ale and stuff for the Cunning Fox. But you also see Valis in the street. He's just kind of observing. He's off to the side, just leaning against the building, just watching the people do their work.
Mm-hmm. I go to Valis.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I tell him. It was good to finally get a long rest. Definitely feel up for the challenge today.
Yes, it's going to be a difficult task.
Sure I shouldn't bring my party along with me, or?
It isn't the business of outsiders to Emrath to interfere with official affairs.
Yeah, I know that, but
They shouldn't even know of this man's importance, this traitor. If they did, we would have to kill them.
well, you could always hire Exodus. They would swear secrecy.
Our shame is our own. This is a stain on our honor, on yours as well, and your families. Dragonborn shouldn't do this. One Dragonborn hasn't laid swords against another since the Dragon Wars, and since we stood on opposite sides.
We shouldn't feel too much shame and too much grief to hide what we've done wrong. It only builds more secrecy.
Our secrets are our own. I feel as though your judgment is just clouded. Maybe you need a stern reminder of what it's like to be an Emrath in the Republic. One day you should visit your family and remind them that they do matter to you.
My family doesn't. So do all these people. And I didn't see you out in the swamp helping people at Fog Bottom.
Sound like us. We were sent here for Ildrex. We lost almost all of my men. The only two that survived are still carrying their wounds and healing themselves. It's your duty as a Dragonborn born in Emrath, a noble family, to take up the cause.
I'm going to take up the cause. I'll get to the bottom of it. We'll find him. We'll get him. That's going to happen.
Trust it is happening. It will happen. And even if it takes both of our lives, we'll die knowing that we're doing the right thing on behalf of Emrath and of the Emperor.
I just want you to know that you could do more. You got real potential out here. Of all your men, you're the last one standing. Do you think it's by coincidence that you're the only one unscathed?
It's not a coincidence. Bahamut looks out for us.
Exactly.
You do well to remember that. The false idol and the false god that you carry on your shield. Was Taylor ever done for a Dragonborn? Remember, we were used as fodder in the Dragon Wars. Bahamut's the only one who's ever cared for us, young Dragonborn.
You should watch your mouth by what you say.
I only say what we all know is the truth. Denying our history and the things that happened and what these people, the elf, made us, used us as frontline cannon fodder. Human beings who destroy everything that they build. Deny the gods You have an individual in your party that has a strange aura. Something about him doesn't fit right.
As I point to my yellow eye, the black iris. And who better to keep an eye on? Think it's any coincidence I ended up with Riken? I know who you're talking about.
Oh, it's Bahamut's will that you did.
It's Bahamut, Taylor. It's all the Pantheon.
To each their own. You feel free to go down your misguided attempts. But don't believe for a minute that the minute you set foot in Emrath again, that you'll be welcomed with open arms as a paladin serving some other deity. You'll be seen as a traitor and an abandoner of your honor and your family's clan name. That carries no weight in this world. As a matter of fact, you say I could do good here. What of you in Emrath? A talented soldier from a family as esteemed and long-standing as yours, in the eyes of the Republic, choosing the right side. You could lead men in battle. We could end the Civil War more swiftly, and bring these dissenters to justice, and destroy them before something more terrible happens. There are thousands of Dragonborn dying right now in your homeland. But you worry about what the goddess Taylor has to say about what you do here?
So look around you. Look at these people. Look how we've helped them.
He scans. All I could say is this help could have been better served in your homeland, not here.
No, I hate to say it, Luthok, half-orc, fatal. 10 years ago, I would have never thought I would have said that. But here, we were, me and him. We did all this. It's called change. Trust me, I'll go back to Emrath one day. I'm going to make it better.
So lofty ideals for a young Dragonborn as yourself, especially one that would be considered an outsider now in the great cities.
Yeah. But as I pat his shoulder, after this, I'm going to have a little bit more credit.
Kind of just... and straightens his uniform, grabs the hilt of his sword, adjusts it. You are right. We have a job to do. And when it's completed, if we're both alive and you're alive, word will go back that you assisted. I just don't believe you understand the damage that's been done. You've left your people and your ways behind and been lost in this world filled with cultures who would rather see you die in their place than acknowledge that Dragonborn are strong, that we can rule, and that we are a people worth fearing and a people worth understanding.
Just take a look around these people again. You think any of them look up to you? The might of Emrath? I tell you who they look up to. Look up to me.
I don't need them to look up to me, but they very well should fear me. And they should fear what our Republic is capable of. First, we sort the issues of the Civil War, and then everything else is a matter of time. And he just starts walking away.
Dark words.
Either way, are you following me, young Dragonborn, or not?
Ooh, I get step.
Okay.
What type of republic is this?
The Dark Republic. Come to the dark side.
How is it?
You would strike him down.
There's a lot of different political parties that think that Emrath should be one thing or another. That's not news to you. As a matter of fact, that's why there's a civil war.
Weird. Oh, wow. What a bunch of political parties
A lot
are
of
arguing.
division in that country? Weird.
Yeah.
A lot of strong-willed individuals don't agree?
Yeah.
What?
All right, so we're going to take a short break. We'll take 15 minutes because I need to use the restroom.
Same here.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick 15-minute intermission, and we're going to be right back to it, and we're going to get back to Alpharius' little side story.
Super quick,
Yeah.
super entertaining though.
Yeah, it's always, everything's entertaining. It's super great.
Because we're great.
We're super great.
We're
So,
super great.
there's lots of tension, lots of things that have been going on over the course of this week, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bit of story building and getting to know the characters and how they kind of feel about each other and interact with the world. But if you've enjoyed what you've been seeing so far, don't forget to drop us a follow. I saw that we got a cheer. Much appreciated, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
what was that? Matt Foreman. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Matt.
We're here every Friday.
Yeah.
Matt.
I am also named
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, he's also named Matt.
Yeah.
What? There's 2 Matts in the world?
Burn it down.
Crazy.
Burn it down. We're done.
2
Cut
is
it.
1 too many. Okay? Everybody knows that Matts are terrible people.
That's
just
true.
a fact.
That's true.
There
He
can
is
only
garbage.
be one.
Just like
Get him a sword.
just like
Get him a sword.
Sharon's,
Get him a
Kelsey's, what's another one?
But there's so many better Matts out
Kevin's
there.
and Jonathan's. They're all terrible.
Am I an inferior Matt?
Yeah,
You are an inferior
man.
You didn't cheer.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're relegated to the number 2 position now. Either way, thanks for joining us here on Legendary Action. Like I said, we're going to take a quick 15-minute intermission. If you enjoyed what you've seen so far, don't forget to drop us a follow. Help us get to that giveaway goal for the limited edition core rulebook set plus dice and the miniatures that we'll be putting together for everybody in this nice little package. That's going to happen when we hit 500 followers, so spread the word. Get everybody in here to follow us, check us out. Thank you for the cheer. If you feel like subscribing, following us on social media, you want to jump into our Discord, the links are all below. We much appreciate the attention and the support, and we love everybody. So we'll be right back in about 15 minutes. Thank you. Stick around.
My buddy's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wasn't privy to your guys' conversation
I
because
know.
I was making a potion, and your buddy old pal told me, yeah, you should follow him.
Yeah, that's fair.
He was directing. Yeah. Well, he saved my life, so I have a semi-trust bond with him.
You killed this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't go back.
Perfect.
This is your out. Out. I'm out. I'm done.
Then again, I don't know if we could take a monk, even 2 of us. That's a long shot.
Yeah.
That depends on what your buddy is.
You're good.
Hey man, you have,
He's
you
fucking
have
good.
smites and a high AC.
Yeah, he's good.
Hey, you're one smile away from going, I regret my life choices.
All right.
If you die just after
So-
I saved you, I'll be real mad.
That's why he
So the as Fogbottom kind of fades into the distance as you move deeper into the mires, into the swamp. Can I get a stealth check from you, by the way?
Yes, sir. That is going to be
To
a
hide?
15.
15 for hide?
Yep.
Okay. So, that's got to load real quick. You, Valis he treks ahead and stays ahead of you for the most part. He's already semi-familiar with the route and where this ruined fishing village is at and the direction it lies. So he's checking around, looking for traps and looking for tracks and trying to keep up and making sure. At times you see him kind of scrape a tree or check a broken branch and keeping track of, and he'll just like kind of wave it off and say, oh, something here, dire crocodile or, a troll or something had been through the area. But the swamp, you notice, aside from the ever-remaining fog that kind of rests on the bottom of the Trollclaw Mires, it does feel different than it did when you first came here. It doesn't feel any less dense or claustrophobic, but it definitely feels lighter, and you're not sure what that is. It could be the weight off of your shoulders of Grenda being dead, but you feel less burdened moving through, like the world is it's now less dangerous. Because you haven't heard from or seen any undead or any traces of ghouls or anything left in the mires since Grenda's demise, since you killed that mysterious sorcerer and destroyed her wild hunt cohorts and companions. So after about 3 hours of moving through this wilderness and this small path, you come to markers on the edge side, outside of the village. Very similar to the kind of short fence that surrounds Fogbottom that you first encountered, as like a perimeter marker of the town's actual territory. You can see that the abandoned hamlet is tattered and completely in ruin. The very few intact structures are just covered in large cobwebs, spiderwebs. which stretch in thick strands all the way from the tops of the roofs and interiors all the way down to the ground, making these intertwining weaves that touch the tree branches and go up into them. Several small boats and a large barge are still tied to the old posts of the collapsed dock and kind of sway in the shallow water with the gentle waves being kind of crested into existence by this very light wind that has picked up and is like kind of brushing over your scales and cooling you off, hitting your armor. And a short distance up ahead from there, you see like a small rise that seems to be adorned with stone ruins. Maybe at one point it was a church, not sure. There's not enough of the structure left to really make the guess. This hamlet has been abandoned, obviously, for quite some time, and it's just slowly but surely degrading and dilapidating over time as the weather continues to push on it and drown it, and parts of the structure are sinking into the swamp, and the wood is all rotted away in most of these leftover structures. But you do see the light from a very small fire can be seen through the broken doorway from the straight path that leads up the hill. And Valis kind of stops for a moment. Now remember, it was my last understanding we counted that Ildrex had at least 3 other individuals with him, but it has been a day or so, an extra couple of days. With all the dangers in the swamp, with them being unfamiliar with the territory, same as we are, maybe more could have died, or maybe others could be gone hunting or trying to scout a way out of this hellhole. I think it's best if we approach quietly.
I agree. The air feels more peaceful here. I doubt they would have lost any men.
Oh, you never know. There are many dangers in the swamp aside from the undead that seems that you and your friends may have curtailed in the area. Either way, he pulls out his sword, and you recognize the beautiful rounded symmetry of a classic Dragonborn long sword. They're thin, and they're actually very much like elven blades to the look, except on the front sides sometimes Dragonborn blades will have cruel instruments of inflicting extra pain like razored edges, or they'll have small chips in order to capture other people's weapons. And they're fighting, as much as Dragonborn are known to be brutish warriors when in mass, Dragonborn see, they very much approach warfare and the art of combat very much the same way the elves do, with a fierce dedication from the time that they first get their hands on a weapon till the time that they die. And use symmetry and the jewels in its hilt and the unmistakable mark of Bahamut and his protection enchantments along the blade. So can I get a check to hide from you, please?
Oh yeah. This is a flat 6.
It's a flat 6.
No. See, that's
You attune to it, right?
yeah.
So you get advantage.
No, that's where you're wrong. Because I'm in heavy armor.
No,
so you
no, it's magical. You always get advantage.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's insane. This cloak is insane.
It's magic. That's kind of the whole point.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, 17.
Magic's not much good if it doesn't help you.
I thought he evened it out. That's pretty good in my book.
Yeah.
He goes from rolling 2 dice and taking the worst one, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
I rolled 2
At
and
least-
I take the best.
At least that's my personal interpretation of magic should always grant you the benefit the magical item says it does. Alright, so, Valis begins to move forward. And you follow suit several steps behind him, looking out into the windows of these ruined shacks, looking for any signs of scouts or a sentry, anybody on the outside. And as you begin to get closer, maybe within a dozen or so steps of the ruined archway, 2 arrows fire out from within one of the darkened, collapsed doorways of one of the homes. One arrow striking Valis in his lower abdomen as he falls to the ground. You see a sudden movement, and there's a crouching silhouette of a Dragonborn with a bow, and he darts out from behind the buildings through the abandoned doorway and around the back side. Valis hits the ground. He snaps the shaft of the arrow and grunts and pulls it out from the soft side of his, underneath his scales, where it had just happened to pass through some of his leather armor and the padding and missed the chainmail that covers the front of him. And he grunts. Well, that's not what I expected to happen.
I run up to him. I get down on a knee.
Alpharius, if he's a scout, we have to move quickly. We can't have Ildrix warned.
I grab the tip, the arrow in his hand. Medicine check is poisoned. That's going to be a 13 plus 4. My doctor, 17.
No, it's not poisoned, but it was barbed. And you can tell that him yanking it out in that moment of maybe bravado and like just raw strength, he underestimated what the arrow did to him. And you can see that he now has blood pooling on the side of his abdomen, and it's kind of running through the padded armor and his leather armor, soaking the colors of his Emrath uniform. Alpharius, with this wound, I'm only going to be a hindrance. Track down the scout and finish him off. You have to go face Ildrex.
I'll do it. I give him you have any health potions on you?
I don't have any equipment.
I go into my bag and I give him my potion of healing.
Okay. So
Give it to him.
he takes it, pops it, and drinks. You see that you can't tell if it closes the wound or not or anything, but he starts to feel much better, and he regains a little bit of that mobility and that healthiness to him. And it's still stained with the blood that had run through as he had hurriedly yanked that arrow out without thinking about what he was doing. Either then, go find him. I'll take care of this scout. If there's only one here, then maybe the others are gone, or maybe the others are dead, as we might have guessed. I might have guessed.
It's a good plan.
He's probably there alone.
You watch my back. If any try to get out around me, you got him.
Can do.
I grab his brace.
Mm.
I say, for Emrath, Bahamut.
For Bahamut and Emrath.
I get up and I go. I jog.
Okay.
I jog.
As you start jogging away, he stands up and he kind of dashes out, and you see him just disappear behind the buildings in pursuit of the archer, the lone archer.
Ooh, I'm going to cast this spell I haven't cast yet.
Okay.
That, I'm probably going to butcher this. I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis.
Armor of Agathis? Okay.
Sure am. As a paladin conquest, it comes known to me.
Okay, sounds good.
So, one action, self, first level, of course.
Mm.
And duration, 1 hour.
Mm.
Just a measly 5 little extra temporary hit points.
Yep.
And for the audience at home, a protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold damage.
Alright.
Chuckle under my breath, because they won't be expecting this from a red dragon.
Probably not. So what does it look like when you cast the spell then?
It's a simple,
What happens?
It's a simple prayer as I'm jogging.
Yeah.
Verbal, somatic, and material. I draw the material from the airs. Just the fog and the mist and all the moisture in the air collects to my armor and gives it an ice-cold sheen to it.
Alright, I like it. That's good. So, as you're jogging forward, coming up the path, and you kind of come up to what must have been the front of an entrance to the front of the courtyard, you see that the pathway was at one point probably overgrowing with this dense green brush and moss, but it's pretty obvious that recently it's been cut away to make foot traffic easier, and you can see that there has most definitely been traffic back and forth. But you don't see more than 2 sets of prints from 2 individuals. You assume that's the archer, and the other one is Ildrix from looking at it. But as you kind of break through it, you see this wide courtyard with all this rubble and debris in it. Maybe at one point you see barrels and some crates and such and sacks, and at one point maybe this was used for smugglers to store things, or maybe this has all just been here since the village was abandoned. You're not really sure. But you see the small fire, and you see sitting across from it a large blue dragonborn, his armor adorned with the dragon's claw grasping the crown and the breastplate, the royal seal of Emrath. He's staring into the fire. Has a broken front horn and seems to be nursing a wound, which is soaked through the padding of his armor, much like Valis's was. He has a filthy cloak tattered with obvious weapon strikes, but you can still make out the deep red of the Republic, even in its mud-covered state. He narrows his eyes slightly as you come into view. The bright yellow showing from behind, these faint shifting shadows being scattered by the small fire. He has a heavily dented shield and a war mace within short reach of him.
Elrax. Call out to him.
He's making eye contact with you. Oh, so you know who I am. But I don't know who you are.
I'm Axeroth. Alpharius.
Axeroth. I've heard that name before. I've seen it before. At first, young Dragonborn, I assumed that you were here with those Republic wormlings sent to bring me back to Emrath. But I can see from your armor already that you've long abandoned your home and your clan for a different, more misguided cause. Which brings me to ask why it is you're here.
I draw my longsword. Plain, simple steel. Not adorned. It's just cold. Merciless. Well, we weren't here to bring you back. I've been told you rebelled against the Emperor.
You watch as he wearily, tiredly grabs his shield, grabs his mace, and holds it up to look at it. The mace is fearsome in its design. It has many razor edges and is topped and adorned with what looks like the head of a dragon, or the likeness of it, maybe cast from a steel that is made. You can sense that there's something different about the weapon, that there's some magical aura that radiates from it. Young Dragonborn, I understand the want and the need to fulfill what you think is right by duty, especially when someone like the individuals who came here to kill me would like you to just do it without questioning. You think that you're doing right. You might think that you're on the right side, but you're vastly misguided. Rebellion was necessary. It's the traitors who run the Republic. They have no idea who it is they serve and for what purpose. But I do. And so did the many who followed me in the steps of rebellion. As he stands up, his cloak flipping it to the side, his shield hefting it to his body, and moving closer, circling around the outside of the fire towards your position. Our great enemy has emerged once again to threaten our people. The red dragon named Andrakar is gathering forces to move against Emrath, and the Emperor had decided it was not worth our concern. But the oracles have warned all enlightened on this path, who have fallen on the deaf ears of those individuals who would do nothing and would make us weak, and would once again let us fall prey and slaves of dragons.
fled.
I did. We all have our reasons. There are things that I needed answers to. Things that existed in the outside world locked away in deep places. Places that we can't access. I needed answers and proof of our intentions. They didn't listen to any of us before. This wasn't my first choice. To betray the republic that I was raised in. To betray my clan. To convince them to go to war to slay other Dragonborn. But we won't survive. Emrath will be burned and left charred. Far more powerful. What's happening here in the undead? Great forces are moving once again. What it means for Emrath? I assume Emrath is the target. Andrakar wishes to have the land and once again build an army. He might not be as old as some of the oldest dragons in the world, but he's definitely young enough to remember the things that happened in the past. And for him to take bold steps and gathering forces and wyverns and kobolds to his cause, it can only mean that he plans to break the armistice that was signed so long ago. For Emrath, if we don't stand as one, the Republic will be destroyed. Would you be the one to see it undone?
I make a quick, unwarrior-like. I shift my attention away from him to look behind me to make sure
Valis?
Valis
Hmm?
isn't in eyesight.
Okay.
Ooh, it's high. 18.
No, you turn around. You don't see anybody there.
Alright.
And you duck as soon as you see him turn around. You dip back into the bushes.
Oh, yeah.
You're earshot and you can hear everything that's being said. You're being very careful to not give away your presence, watching as these two engage in conversation before going to fight one another.
Look, just make sure. And you think tearing Ambrath apart in rebellion is the key?
It's the only way.
That's where you're wrong.
If you don't believe me, and you kill me here, the rebellion stands no chance of succeeding in throwing those fools out of power. The Emperor does not see the dangers on our very doorstep. He concerns himself with gathering influence in the realm and in the politics of human kingdoms. He wishes to make peace. At one point, I agree. That's why I guarded him and swore to him and his family and served them loyally for most of my life, fighting on the front lines against the infiltrators of the North, fighting the Yuan-Ti from whatever hole they climb out of in the ruins of Mistesh. But that service is all for naught. If Andrakar retains power and moves against Emrath, we still have time. If the rebellion succeeds, a more wise leader can emerge and strengthen the Dragonborn's resolve. We can build an army and make the first strike against him. If not, even our alliance with the Gold Dragon won't stop him. Those metallic fools don't want anything to do with the world anymore.
You could have worked with us. Said you decided to fracture Emrath. Separate our people. And from what I'm hearing now, Dragonborn are dying. And the only thing you've done is weaken us.
Maybe. Maybe weakened us in number, but never in spirit. We thrive on warfare and combat. Our people will be ready for the coming conflict at least. We might not be strong enough to win. We might not be strong enough to prevail.
but they'll know we were there. We've grown soft in our society. We haven't waged war or combat on a massive scale, ever. We sent paltry assistance to the Vale and to the other lands during the Orc Wars. What better example do you have of the Emperor's inability to lead and act decisively than his decision to sit and watch and wait to see what the Orcs would do after they were done with everyone else? We could have won the war.
You could have worked with us in unison. So the only thing you've done is broken us apart. You had oaths. I see the red sash you wear. Centaurian, I spit on the ground.
You don't understand what's at stake. I think you've forgotten your way, Dragonborn. We needed to make all ready. The coming fight, we needed to be unshackled from the corrupt worshippers of the chromatic tyrants. They're truly who in charge. Our government is filled with traitors. My rebellion was to clean them and get rid of them, to stabilize the Republic once again. The worshippers of the chromatic tyrants. The Order of Dominion. They're really in charge. They corrupt our senators, send spirit money away in arms to far-off lands to fuel Andrakar's forces. We had proven this. The fools wouldn't allow us. They wouldn't listen. They couldn't see beyond their altruistic dedication that the metallic dragons would watch out for us, that they would be on our side, that we could win on our own. The dragon orbs are gone. The heroes of old extinct. This time it falls on us as a people. You've been gone for too long. If you believe what I've told you, Emrath as you know it was gone a long time ago, broken by others who would willingly sell their countrymen out to higher powers or stronger powers like the dragons they worship. We're already at war. We have been. All my rebellion sought to do was make sure that the right people were in power to fight the war. That's all I accomplished. And unfortunately, possibly for naught. If you think I'm lying, then ask Balas. You seem to be under the impression that he's telling you the truth. What does he know? Look at his loyalties. Look beyond that Dragonborn scale color. He may not be the ally you think he is. Those people have long been, that organization has long been the hand of the Emperor dealing with enemies.
Kind of squint, think about it for a second.
Either way, you only have two choices. Kill me, or kill Valis. And let me leave.
Traveled a long way from Emrath. Went around to the swamp. A long way from the White Stones. Forest, jungle. You should have stayed as I ready my guard.
Well then. It seems like you can't be convinced to put your weapons away. And I can't let you stop me from continuing my work of uniting the Dragonborn under a powerful republic that's capable of withstanding the coming tide of Andrakar and his forces. Roll initiative.
Ooh.
All right, so initiative.
26.
I'll keep track.
Did the
Oh, the sound? Oh, we turned that off to hopefully improve the audio.
Oh, you
If
did?
that was an issue.
Oh, I mean, it's weird that it would be, but okay.
It's
That
definitely
explains.
quiet.
No, that explains that then.
Oh.
I was like, what happened?
What?
I was like, it says it's working. I'm confused.
We were concerned with Bluetooth interference or something like that.
It would be the first time after using them for days.
You never know.
For like 3 sessions.
Yeah.
So,
It is definitely quiet in here.
yeah, definitely.
Well, it
yes.
should be. You guys should be cutting that tension with a blade
So-
right now.
Oh shit! What was his fucking thing? So he got a 13 on initiative.
Ooh, that's nice. So I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Which stays a 5.
It's a steady 5.
That's awesome. All right, so let's see. Brings up the mace. Let's see. He moves forward
Would you have to move you?
slowly. Let's see. He kind of measures you, and you can see he's taking stock of your fighting style and who you are. And he brings his shield out, and his mace is very high over his head. And he kind of just spins it and then starts moving towards you.
You can move on.
Yeah, I got it. So, I know this
15.
old man's in for a fucking trap. Trap!
And then coming in for a strike overhead, it's just a feint as you raise your shield to block it, and you open yourself up, and you watch as electrical static discharge comes out of his mouth as he uses his breath weapon.
Clever girl. Clever girl.
So, a charge of static lightning comes out. So I
Now
need
the
you to
air
make
comes
a DC 12 dex save
DC 12.
for half damage.
Ooh, I fell that.
You fail?
Yeah.
So you take 8. No, wasn't a very good roll. You take 8 lightning damage from his breath weapon. As it just opens up on your body, you feel the shocks hit your armor and bounce off of you, creating arcs of electricity which strike out and hit the ruins and rubble around you and catching some of the nearby plant life on fire. And that'll end his turn.
Ooh. And you'll notice as my armor of Agathis absorbs 5 points of
Nice.
that damage. Unfortunately, it wasn't a melee attack, so he will not take 5 points of cold damage.
No.
But that drops me down to 41 HP. I, on the other hand, am going to cast as a bonus action Shield of Faith. You got it.
Again, that's what I was like, where's it coming? Here's that plus 2 AC coming in.
Yeah. You're not kidding, right?
Ooh. So, put me up to 23 AC.
23 AC. All right. There you go.
I tell him, I see how it is, old man. Guess we're gonna fight this out. And I rear up my long sword for 2 attacks.
All right. Do it.
Do it. Ow. Not bad. I'm like pretty good nowadays. Let's see what his AC is at.
Pretty good nowadays,
Yeah.
guys.
Highest being a 17.
Let's miss both
All right.
of them. They both strike the shield and then countered with the mace. As he comes in, coming overhand to strike down on you with his attacks. And he's going to make a multi-attack with his mace. Ooh, that's a high one. So that's going to be a 27 to hit on the first.
Ooh, that hits.
And a miss with a 21.
Ooh.
So you take You take 10 bludgeoning damage as the mace. The first blow you deflect with your shield, and then he bounces off right away and comes underneath and hits you right in the sides of the leg, and you can feel it crack into your armor.
As I scream out in pain as I try to make a concentration check, which I fail.
Oh, Shield of Faith is gone.
Shield of Faith is gone.
Neat. Right. Neat.
Neat.
All right.
All right.
Holy.
This is turning out to be a real fun time.
He just simply smiles his grin. You can see he's been missing teeth and this close to his body now, pressing on after the strike. You see all the individual scars and pockmarks where his scales have taken damage in various conflicts in defense of the Republic.
The guy's hard, bro.
He is hard.
Shiny and chrome.
Shiny and chrome.
Then it's his turn.
But perhaps you're already getting tired, old man. I've only just begun. My faith, my confidence runs strong. As I will make 2 more longsword strikes at him.
All right.
I'm gonna go for his old man legs.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Ooh, highest being a 18.
This misses.
Ooh, misses.
Yeah.
And as a bonus action, seeing I need more offense in this battle, I'm going to cast at 2nd level spiritual weapon. She knows it. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
All right. Spiritual weapon.
Is it gonna be on your tail again?
It is going to be on my tail again.
He likes that tail spike.
I do. I really do
You
like that
gotta
tail
have-
spike.
you
That's
gotta
a
have
good flavor
tail
to it.
spike.
Okay, that's good flavor to it. And as he sees my tail, the metal along it begins to turn almost to a liquid, like a flowing mercury, as my tail begins to elongate another 5 feet and starts to whip around with a mind of its own. I go in as part of this bonus action. I'm going to make an attack with the tail.
Okay.
Fuck, this is not good. Nothing.
Nothing.
I rolled a 2.
You may need to
Yeah.
change your dice, bud.
Listen.
And so all your strikes come in and deflecting with his mace and blocking with the shield, and then just stepping aside as your tail comes in for an attack. It's a child's play. Every Dragonborn learns these attack patterns. Throw something at me that I won't already counter as he comes in to make an attack.
Ooh. Oh, he's throwing
Only
shade.
21 AC now.
So, makes 2 attacks with his mace. That's going to be definitely a miss on that one. And then that's going to be another 27 to hit.
Ooh, that's good. That one does hit.
So, that's going to be 10 more bludgeoning damage as the mace comes in solid to your breastplate on your armor, and you feel it bounce, push against your body, and you feel the force almost get rocked through the backside of your armor.
I'll look at him as I pace around him in that circle, that dueling circle, as I start to size him up. This is only the beginning of this battle for you. For me, the reservoir of healing, my reservoir of faith, runs deep as I cast. Lay on hands, 25 points.
Nice.
I'm getting back up there. Not 25 points. A little bit less, because I'm at 21 hit points right now.
Where I am.
We'll do 20, 23, put me back up to max. Nobody do math at home.
Nobody.
Nobody do it.
Nobody
Don't
do it.
Believe the faith.
That was an action, and as my bonus action, I will lash out with my tail, which is not a concentration weapon. Ooh, 14.
It's a miss.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey,
Rolling hot today,
yeah,
dude.
I may come back as Hellwreck.
Might want to consider putting your spiritual weapon on the other side, giving yourself advantage.
That's silly talk.
Just saying.
How's his tail supposed to get over there?
Yeah.
You can't put his tail all
Yeah.
over there. Come on.
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, it can take, it's an immutable form, so it doesn't matter. He can make it look and do whatever he wants it to as a spiritual weapon. Yeah. So as once again the strike rings across his plate mail,
leaving not even a scratch. He growls back for another solid set of attacks. Oh, and those are both going to be misses.
Good time to heal.
Yeah. Already healed.
Yeah.
Lay a hand.
Sing the wisdom in it. And the divine intervention of some things.
Taylor's guidance.
Taylor's
Taylor's
guidance.
guidance comes into picture.
I'll split my tail.
As I knew you would.
As it crawls away, as a bonus action, I will move it 10 feet right under his legs and behind him.
Okay.
As part of that bonus action, I'm going to make an attack with it.
All right. Not hot.
16.
Not hot, bro.
Roll with advantage and he can't get a hit in there.
Yeah, so you watch as he just ducks as the tail swipes at his upper back and just misses.
That was all a feint for the real attack coming in with the long swords. Oh! No!
No
Triple
way.
ones on the first swing. Oh! Only a 16 on the second. I tripled one? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Triple
Damage die is 2 on advantage ones.
Dude, high five.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. High five for
My
for
team
long
is
set.
here.
So
For sport.
the first hit, once again he just blocks away with his shield, and then reading your next attack, he steps into you slightly and turns his tip and his tail and trips you, and you fall on the ground.
Prone.
Prone.
Oh no.
Prone.
Prone.
Oh, that's all badness, dude.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
It's not that
It's
bad.
not
Watch
going well.
this.
I believe in your faith. I'm believing in you. I'm giving you
believe
emotional
in,
support. From
I
afar.
believe in Rue.
It's where the audience is just like.
They got the lighter.
Where's my lighter? Where's my lighter?
It's the game.
You look behind you, and you just see a little light going through a bush.
Alpharius dies, motherfucker. So what has he got?
So as he stands over you and follows through with 2 powerful strikes with his mace. Both strikes coming in. And he has advantage because you are prone.
Sure am.
What?
So that's going to turn that into a hit. And that's going to turn that into a hit.
Double hit.
Yep. So that's going to be... Those max damage on both die, too.
Oh, no bueno, senor.
You take 22 bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
As he just
man.
That's hot stuff.
as he just drives the mace into your breastplate over and over again, hitting you over as hard as possible, trying to end the fight before you can recover.
Mate.
That ends his turn.
Feels like Rocky 1.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know, right?
I get up, broken, starting to get broken, bruised, tired,
Dog tired.
but not out. Surely this should work this time. Or, he's just blessed by faith. I don't know.
Alpharius starting to rethink handing that fucking potion away to fucking Malice.
I got a greater.
He's like, you know what? I didn't know him shit.
I don't know that guy. I'm gonna make 2 more sword attacks. This time, coming in with forward thrusts.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to catch him off guard. Surely he must think I'm not that naive.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's also a good one. 22 is the lowest.
22 is the lowest. He's going to use his reaction to raise his AC by 2, negating the lowest one.
All right. The other one's a 26, though.
26? Okay, that's a hit.
And that is going to do 10 points slashing damage.
Oh yeah. Getting his revenge in.
And then coming in right behind him is my tail. 16. So,
16? That's a miss. So, yeah, he underestimates your thrust as you go in, and he can't get his mace down fast enough to cover, as he's just
been trying to pound on you. You were getting your shield above you, and he just kept hitting it. He just didn't see the sword come up and couldn't get the mace down. So you slide kind of right into the plates, and you feel you get that tactile sensation of hitting soft underbelly and flesh on his body. And he grunts as it goes in and leaves a cut. You pull it away, drawing the blood, and you can see it spatter and hit the dirt underneath and the partial stonework left over from the construction of the building.
That's going to end my turn. Okay. Right back to him.
Hunker down.
So he...
Hunker.
You can see him, he touches his body and sees the blood. And he takes it and he just puts it underneath his eyes. One at a time. It's about time, young boy, that you hit me. Let's see if you're up to finishing the task. As he comes forward with his multi-attack.
Oh, he sure does.
Well, at least he doesn't have advantage anymore. That was all badness for you.
That was badness. Unless he trips me first, and then...
Just try not to triple one again, okay?
Ooh, so the first one is a miss. And then you trip him this time as he comes forward overzealous in his attack. And he ends up falling to the ground.
Oh.
Double advantage.
That's wrong one. That's it. So he falls prone to the ground, tripping over you as you use your shield to kind of catch his knee, and he trips right over, hits the ground. Let's see. And then, but as a bonus action, actually no, he's not going to do that. All right. Ends his turn.
He's going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, great. Paladins.
Yeah. Paladin.
Just gonna just lay on hands.
You're going to be here all night.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity.
Hmm?
I'm going to press the assault onto him. 2 quick sword strikes. Ooh. One's going to be a 20. A natural 20.
Oh,
One's going to
great.
be a
Nice.
25.
25. Yeah.
And I think it's time we did
A
some
smite?
smite fishing.
Yeah. All right.
So on that was super low on damage. So 1 plus 4, that's we're gonna start off with 5 slashing damage from the first strike.
Okay.
The second strike, 8 plus 1, 9. So a total of 14 slashing damage. But then I'm gonna spend a second level smite as I bring this blade down hard.
Okay.
And I don't... Luckily, I have Phalan's dice here. All in plenty.
There's some more d8s up right here.
Oh, this is it.
Okay.
Where is it? No, it's not it. Super smites are awesome. Second level, my last second level smite. 4, 5, 6, 10, 17, 19.
19.
19 radiant damage. $19 radiant, and not to be confused with my 1 extra tail attack. Which is also going to be another hit. Another 25 to hit, just for a small 2 force damage.
So, as he comes to the ground, you follow through with 2 extraordinarily powerful sword strikes. Blam! One pierces the divine power piercing straight through his plate. You can hear the crack of bones and the splitting of the rib cage and the gush of blood as it pours out of his body. The next one you come in again with another strike, the same thing, this time piercing into his gut as it goes straight through the chain and chainmail, breaking it apart and cutting away all the leather and padding underneath his plate as you once again see blood start to pour out and spill over his body as he rolls over with his shield and his mace and just brings himself with pure survival instinct
to the top and stands in front of you warily, bleeding profusely from the wounds, to once again defiantly make 2 more attacks.
A 2.5 elf. Also wary.
Ooh. That's not good. That one's a miss, but that one is definitely a hit. What's your AC at? 21?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a 23 to hit then.
Ooh, nice.
And he's going to use his action surge
Ooh, that's
to
what I'm
make 2
talking
more
about.
attacks. So he stands up, rushes forward, trying to bull rush you with his shoulders, swinging wildly with his mace and he hits your shield, knocking it away from your body, and the first mace hit comes straight through, catching you. You feel the snap of the rib, crack, and you feel the armor bend underneath as it's dented by this heavy and very, very powerful mace. Let's make 2 more attacks. So that's 1 hit and 1 miss again. So you take a total of, plus the, what was that? Damn it, what's his weapons again?
It's gonna be high.
It's gonna be high.
It's not that high.
It's gonna be $25,000 worth of damage.
Oh, okay, so yes,
Better
that's,
get your insurance company on it. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I'm coming.
so that's 18 bludgeoning damage. And then as a bonus action,
Ah, fuck.
his mace, you see an arcane energy, so a divine power come off of it as he casts a spell on himself. And he's going to cast Cure Wounds at 1st level.
Oh God, Paladin Cleric fight. We're gonna be here all night.
All right.
My goodness. For the audience at home, I only have 4 HP left.
That's not good.
It's time to push the attack.
Yeah.
Broken. Bleeding. I'm not giving up.
You shut up from there. No dog, I'm coming.
As I will make 2 more sword swings. Seeing that the thrust worked earlier, I will try it again. Ooh, but I'm going to use my channel divinity to add 10 to this dice roll,
Okay.
pushing it up to, that would be 17 plus 7, so 24. to hit
24. That's it.
on this one. This one's clearly a miss.
Yeah, clearly.
And I will use my last 2nd level spell to cast Smite again. Ooh. 6, 7, that's going to be 13 radiant damage and another 10 slashing. I'm going to follow it up. Last tail attack, because this could be it. Come on, tail! Come on, tail! The tail is a solid. My order has not let me down on this one.
This is all
That's a
hit from your
25.
spiritual weapon.
Oh, that is super solid, and my ability modifier, it's going to be 9 force damage coming in right behind him.
Okay.
Brace.
Now, so wearily, he attempts to raise his shield in defense, but you just hit it straight out of his hand, and the shield goes flying onto the ground. You come in with 2 sharp strikes. The first one hitting him square right in the neckline and the shoulder, cutting into his neck area. The second one coming in with, you put all of your divine power into it, and it hits him right in the breastplate. And in a blinding white flash, it shatters his plate armor as it just cracks it and throws it, breaking the pieces apart. It goes all over the place. It shatters you in the face and on the scales, and you have to raise your shield to protect yourself from the shrapnel as it comes off him. And he just drops to the ground, blood coming out of his mouth and the side.
labored breathing as he looks up at the sky, defeated, on his last legs.
Well, I go over to him, I sheathe my sword, and I kick his mace away. I take a knee beside
Yeah,
him.
he tries to like grab the mace, the last attempt, the last bit of effort he has.
No. Time of fighting is over. It's time to rest. So I get down on my knee and I reach behind his head. I look him in the eye. I'm always going to do what I think is right. And I lean in close so only me and him can hear. And I'll look into this further. If I find falsehood with the Emperor, I'll take care of it myself.
So he makes eye contact with you. With the last bit of breath in his body. We were all fools not to see it sooner. It doesn't matter. It's too late to save Emrath. You're a pawn. You've been a pawn of the cult of domination. Andrakar's influence reaches far and wide. Then he dies.
Close his eyes. I get up.
Alright?
I look around. Make sure not more.
Even the dog's upset.
I got low HP, so I look around.
No, you don't see anybody else, any enemies nearby, but maybe only a few seconds later you hear Valus come running up the pathway, and he kind of bursts into the courtyard and sees you standing over him. So it's done. He's dead.
I took care of it. Said I would.
He kind of walks over to his body and looks down at him. Should leave him here. Traitors don't deserve to be buried with honors. Let's let the vultures and things of this mire eat him. Maybe if we're lucky, some trolls will tear him apart.
We're Dragonborn. We should be united in this. Shouldn't rot here. Persuasion check.
It's not bad.
I got +5. It's 23.
23. Maybe you're right. He did serve for a long time. Aside from this transgression, Bahamut wouldn't look kindly on leaving him here. He was a warrior after all. Maybe a modest pyre and burning be best.
Did you get the archer?
Yes. They cut him down, fleeing into the deeper into the mire. Obviously, he wasn't nearly as honorable as Ildrex was in facing his demise.
Suppose not. How far away is the other body?
It sank into the mire.
That'll be his resting place. Let's drag him over to the building. Just light it all ablaze.
All right then. So as you guys take the body and move it over there, you break down some of the boxes and such to act as kindling and kind of place it around his body, and then you get it prepared. Valus gives the traditional last rite and testament of soldiers that fall in battle for Bahamut sprays, and then he kicks the 2 copper pieces into the pyre to pay for his passage on the sticks. All right then. You're the one with fire.
I was saving it for this. So I light the body up with my dragon breath.
Nice. Yeah, so it just catches in a blaze as you take a moment to kind of watch as this dragonborn,
I know, it's sad.
as this dragonborn kind of burns away. Think about everything that he said about not being at home, about having been gone for so long, and the changes that have overcome, and wonder if what he said was actually true, if he was just trying to spare his life so that he could continue to just build this rebellion, and whether or not he might have been in it to get himself a position of power. Maybe he thought he was the right person to be Emperor of Emrath and the Republic and lead it into this possible, whatever his motives are. Maybe he wanted conquest, or for Emrath to be larger than it was. The Phallus turns to walk away. You'll get the recognition that you deserve for defeating him. But heed the things that I've told you. The Dragonborn in Emrath won't recognize you as an ally. You strayed from the path of Bahamut and your heritage to chase down these deeds in the world and deal with these other races. I can't convince you that you've done wrong. Things will never be the same for you as they were when you first left. And he just walks away.
Let him go. I keep staring into the flame.
Are you going to stay there until it completely burns out?
Yeah. And then
What'd you do with his shield and mace?
just left him where he died.
Just left him there?
So in the courtyard.
Okay.
But I stay under my breath. I earshot everybody. They look in the flames and the body burning. Nah. Some things never change.
Okay. So, after recollecting your thoughts and resting for a moment, you follow in the tracks and Ballas' steps and finally
I'm gonna
reach.
go back for his shield and his mace.
Okay. Either way, yeah, you grab those as you leave. That's fine. So, again, after trekking back through the mire, you end up back in Fog Bottom. Everybody's there kind of minding their own business. It's late in the afternoon, pushing towards evening at this point. The sun's going down, but you can see things look like they're getting back to normal. People have lanterns lit. There's candles inside their homes, and you can see the chimneys, the crooked and battered tin chimneys that they have in the houses are billowing smoke, and you can hear the sounds of what families are left kind of eating and chatting over the food that they're preparing.
Well, I don't say a whole lot. Yeah. Kind of comes limping back. Never healed or took a long rest. So. Just gonna limp my way back to the basement.
So as you get to the cunning box, and you can see that the lights are on the inside, and there seems to be people sitting around the table, and you see the party isn't in the basement. Everybody's actually up top and eating and rejoicing and recovering from the events of being in the mire. See, for the most part, it seems like everybody has kind of moved past the tense discussions that they had earlier and has settled into drinking what things they can find and eating what good food that they could pillage out of the supplies. So you guys see the door swing open. You see Alpharius come in, battered, bruised, his armor dented, blood spattering on his scales.
So I pour a cup of wine, push it to the seat across from me. Look like you need it.
I come over and I will take a seat and sit. Thank you, Riken.
Suppose you got it done.
It was done.
Got some new scars along the way.
Yeah, some things to remember by.
Really, Alpharius? You come home, beaten up, and you don't even say, "Hi, everyone." Come here.
And a minute later, the door opens. You see Shao come inside.
Pretty muddy.
Shall.
Yeah.
Pretty muddy.
Yeah.
But I've been pretty muddy this whole time, really.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Mission Impossible-ing it.
Yeah.
Drink to the scars and the lessons they teach.
You see me go into my bag and you see, like, I put something, like, you can hear me open up something and then I, like, put my hands in it and then I come up to you, my hands are, like, green, like this green goop. So I try to do, like, a medicine check on you.
Okay.
Shh, Sasha.
I'm dying. At one point, very rapidly.
6.
And everybody's rolling hot at the table today.
Hot rolls.
You almost died. You rolled so bad for
I know. I was giving it to him.
I mean, for the most part, it seems superficial. He winces when you get near his ribs, where one of them where it was broken when the mace came in, and you can see the dent in the armor where it had bent inward. So it's like creating pressure and putting it on his on the broken bones. But for the most part, it's just blood spattering. A lot of it not his.
Well, I hope this helps a bit. You should probably take off your clothes.
Would you do that in your room, please?
You know, breathe it out.
What's modesty to a
Yeah.
Dragonborn?
That's why I asked.
He's just like clink, clink.
Just drop trowel.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a naked dragon.
Plate. Chow plate. Shoulder plate.
Oh, we got 10 minutes to clear up before he's naked.
Arm plate. Finger plates.
You need gloves?
No, I don't have gloves.
Gauntlets.
No, I took care of it. Stone's done. Lincoln's ripe. I'm glad you guys get me.
Well, just as long as you didn't hurt people, and that's okay.
He went to kill a man.
I know I'm
Did you
trying
know
to stay
about that?
positive here,
All right.
but regardless,
Positivity is great.
did it make you feel good?
No.
Then why'd you do it?
Do a lot of things that don't feel good.
Because I kind of believed it was right.
Okay, and that's all right. See, there's a positive in it.
Whatever you say, Lynn.
Where have you been, by the way?
Oh, I was just out collecting things.
Oh, can I see?
Odds. Yes. I pull out my little board of bugs, and there's a couple extra bugs on there now.
Has he got time to watch?
Yeah. Well, I was listening. Yeah.
You know,
Make a deception check.
All right. 14.
14. Passive insight. 14. Your passes. You don't. You're like, oh, okay, fair enough. You don't recognize it as treasure that was stolen from the hag.
You know,
Try
there's
one. I pull off a wing and I hand it to you.
well, you know, there's just quite a few of them just buzzing around in here.
But these ones are much larger, see? In the swamps, they're larger than the ones in here.
Maybe you guys seen the butcher's name again because I got it written down wrong. Balrus?
Valis?
Valis. Val.
Who's that?
The other dragonborn? The other dragon walking around here?
Yeah, the other dragons.
Oh, okay. No.
Did he come back? No, they cleared out before you got there.
All right.
Yeah, they were here. They cleared out pretty quick.
I don't remember seeing them. But then again, I was kind of brushing Reginald, making sure it's clean. So, did you see him? Did you see him?
Yeah, they cleared out.
Did you see him? Okay.
They left. Surprised. I'm surprised the elves didn't go with them.
See, Reginald is...
They're on their way out of the mire. I figure you'll probably be out of here soon too. You have somewhere to be.
Yes.
Make
I
sure
need
it's
a
nice and
linen.
clean. Yes.
Well, we've been working on a spare cures all day.
Yes.
Are we all ready to head on back? Or what is the game plan?
I could use an evening's rest.
It's late. We're not going anywhere in a hurry.
You know, seeing as fair, you've been around for a while. Fella said I wouldn't recognize Emrath when I got back. That they wouldn't recognize me. I've never been away from home and family this long. Since things have changed and I've changed. You running that problem?
In the Silver Realm, we walk the woods for decades at a time. You learn to live with the isolation. It's not as pronounced as it would be for you. A decade is a day. The time passes, but there's still comradeship. I can't say that I can lay claim to not being part of my culture.
Hello, Sasha.
Perfect.
I've so I don't know. I don't know what I would do without family, but
The clans of our homes realize the plight that we are in. As a sentinel, it is expected of us. We may be gone, but they know that we protect the realm.
it's for the first time you guys see me take off my chain, that hunk of iron, and I put it down on the table. I mean, I don't know what I'd do without family, but I know I gotta have faith. I don't know.
Maybe instead of those old bonds, maybe make new ones. Maybe find new family. Family that are worth fighting for, no matter the place or time. Or maybe the bonds you have at home, something worth fighting to keep.
Emrath's worth fighting for. As I pawn the iron and I just kind of roll it around the table. So is the order of iron. So is Taylor.
Then fight for it.
Sound effects.
Yeah, I know.
That's the alarm. That's the alarm telling us that the town's under attack.
As I put the necklace back
I had to
on.
pause just in case it was real.
I guess that's the dinner bell. What are they serving? Oh, I'm not looking at you, Cook.
I wasn't cooking,
What?
but I think it's some kind of lamprey.
Ugh.
It's not great.
Ugh.
Once you say that, I kind of look, Alin,
Oh,
I have a question for you.
Ask away.
You know this place and the creatures here and the creatures themselves more than anybody.
I try.
This Hydra, looking as I pull out the map on the counter, this Hydra, if you look, I understand earlier I was hot-headed, and I'm sorry, it's one of my lower quality traits. But the facts are that this stream, this swamp, this water, connects to where we found the Grey Jack's men. It is about, as I look at that map, it's about 2.5 to 3 miles away. and this is the best bet we have on what did it. And Lynn, I was going to ask, what do you think the possibilities of this being our creature? You know their habits more than most. I know lore. I may know how to kill it if the books are right. I don't know a lot. I know stories. And I was hoping you might be able to enlighten us.
I would like to do a nature check.
Okay.
Mr. DM.
Okay.
I would like to do a nature check.
And she's gonna whisper. Before she rolls, I'm actually gonna. And Lynn, this is very important.
Yeah. So they basically served up like a rabbit stew and some low game birds.
What the fuck? Do they not know it's mating season for rabbits?
Yeah. They also don't care.
They also don't care. And two big things. One, for Lynn, make sure you're right. This is very important. Please. And you get Bardic Inspiration, which is now a D8.
Oh my. Oh my.
Meanwhile,
It's a good thing you gave her Bardic Inspiration. She's rolling hot.
This is why. Do not roll with the cursed evil dice.
Steaming
It's
garbage.
It's an 8.
So what'd you roll?
She rolled a
Natural 1.
And
A
Mr.
6.
6.
7, and you have a +1 in nature?
Yeah.
What in kind of what?
Well, because
Oh yeah, I forgot. Never mind. These are druids. I forgot they're stupid with how they're made. I do apologize.
Tell me what it is.
Well, no, because the stat that they need is not the stat that nature falls under.
Yeah, because
Is
they
what I
put
mean.
nature under intelligence, which is dumb.
I
Yeah.
think it's dumb too. What do I know about the
Well, if she
Hydra?
hadn't rolled, I could have asked for a fucking nature wisdom check. Because the nature of the question was based on experience versus based on what she knew.
Yeah,
But
okay.
she jumped the gun and rolled right away. So yeah.
Macaron.
Int.
So that's the roll of the die.
What were you trying to figure out? What are you trying to roll for? Like,
If I really do believe that with it being about a mile or 3 away, that the behavior of the Hydra could be the same thing with the Greyjacks. Like, you know,
you're pretty confident that it could be the same thing. It's a large beast that nests in water, lives in water, and is a predator. It hunts, and its domain probably stretches for miles.
okay, because
And
out of
if it was a
character, I
pet-
don't know a lot about Hydras.
If it was a pet of Grenda's, she very much could have ordered it to go out and do these things. And unfortunately, you didn't see the bodies, but based on Thalen and Alpharius' descriptions of them being mutilated, yeah.
Yes, as I pet this random cat that came into the store.
This cat came onto our table full
Yeah.
of food and wine.
Oh yeah.
And wine.
Emaciated and dying.
Yes, you
in
can
the
see. You
hours,
can
and
see
that's-
the. You can see the punch here. This is starvation punch.
Yeah, it is. People are feeding themselves, not the animals. How it's alive? Who knows?
it's a cat.
But yes, with all the information that you three in particular have told me about what had happened to the Greyjacks, and especially seeing how upsetting Valkus, what's his name? The Greyjacks leader. Varicus.
There,
How upset
I got a name right.
how upset Varicus was. I'm pretty sure that the behavior of the Hydra, what had happened to Luthok and almost to us, could be exactly the same thing that happened with the Greyjacks. Especially if Grenda was behind it. She could have easily been like, go eat some yummy people. So I'm pretty well convinced.
Why do you know people are yummy?
We've all with it.
It's what they tell me.
Joking with you.
Trust me, they say you have exquisite
gonna be
flavor.
We've all eaten people. It's fine.
and you point to the cat.
I have
Yummy.
may or may not. No, don't judge me.
It's like a
But
really
yes.
fine feel.
But yes, I am certain the
That's
Hydra
very morbid.
fits the profile. Kyotsukete, Oka-san. But
Really?
She
Yeah,
drew
she would do it.
my brain died.
She switched into Druid there real quick. We lost her.
Yeah.
Nobody else here speaks Druid.
But
I am convinced the Hydra is what you might what you are looking for.
That's what I believe. I feel like the facts align. More than just emotion, I believe the facts correlated more than anything. Really. With how close we are to where the Greyjacks were, with how the bodies are mutilated and destroyed. Actually, I'm just going to roll for that and make fucking sure because I haven't done that yet. I would like to roll... Yeah, I'm going to roll a history... Why am I grabbing for this? A history check.
You really want the advantage.
Yeah, just
Really want it.
instinctually. To advantage, just...
History
I would
check.
like to roll a dice. See.
I would like you to roll too.
Remember.
Just go.
Okay. Shit.
But you don't know the model.
That's the thing. Yeah, I'm rolling to see if I it's gonna. I imagine it's gonna be history.
Yeah.
I'm trying to roll to remember what the marks, bites, and stuff on the Greyjacks were, and they're kind of similar to what I think a Hydra might do with its prey. Which, okay, not the second part because it's 2 checks. I just want to roll and remember the fucking bite marks and like how they were mutilated and shit worked. 13.
It definitely was done. I mean, just like in your first investigation, you all agreed that it had to have been a large predator of some sort, because the way that they were eaten and torn apart, and the fact that you knew that not all of the some of the bodies had been left in pieces, but there were a lot of missing fucking people that were. You were told by Ladio that there was at least maybe anywhere between 8 to 12 Greyjacks down at the dock, and you guys only found body parts of like 4. Plus, when you remember and you take that into account of what the people said that you saved, the old man and his daughter, they explicitly said that it came out of the water. And it sounded like more than one creature.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Good.
You said that. I never assumed it would have came from the same creature, multiple origins on it.
That's actually a really good point. And if memory serves, the beast, it came from water. And the people we saved said it sounded like multiple beasts tearing away.
Yep, Hydra, that's the profile. Hydra is your guy. Now it's just, how many heads do you think he wants? Do you think he wants all the heads, or just one of the heads?
I'd
Because
say
he'll
just
know
one.
the
Varicus
Hydra
only
is
asked for
one.
proof. He just said, "Bring me proof
He
of the
said
monster."
proof. So we could take something small.
A tooth?
Yes. I took
An eyeball? Oh, no, eyeball. That'll really
I'll
get
let
its
you carve out
attention.
the eyeball.
It's like the size of a grapefruit.
Yeah, that'll definitely get its
Actually,
attention.
like, do you think it tastes good? Fish eyeballs taste pretty good.
No, they don't.
Yeah, does the Hydra taste like fish, or does it taste like reptile?
This is a question for the cook.
Go cook! How many times have you cooked Hydra?
Look,
Does it keep regrowing as you eat it?
I've eaten some terrible things in the name of not dying.
So I say we try Hydra?
Are you desperate? I don't want
I'm just
to.
kind of curious, really.
You do what you
So
want.
what's the consensus? What are you guys doing here?
So,
As you're eating and drinking and kind of relaxing for the night,
Yeah.
the evening, it pushes into night as you guys are discussing the facts and discussing, the past history and bringing it all together. So it's been so long. It's been at least over a month since the incident happened. A little bit longer than a month, maybe a month and 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so.
So,
I believe these facts are enough to point it as the accuser in this incident.
well then, let's kill it. We have a job to do, right? But you have business in Greencrest.
With someone's life on the line.
Yes. I cannot stay and assist with a Hydra kill. It is of no importance to me.
And you're not involved in our problem.
Well, I was involved to an extent. The hag must die. The sickness that she spread.
I mean the problem with why we have to kill the Hydra in the first place.
Ah, yes, that's very valid. I owe no allegiance to this anvil character that you're dealing with.
Head to Greencrest. We'll send a message with you to the mayor, and we'll take care of this problem.
Just don't get killed.
He seems capable.
Someone's trying to kill us.
Kill us. They don't know about him.
They
Hopefully.
might kill him.
Lots of things might kill him.
I
Yeah.
think
The faith of this group is very astounding.
Just say that you think Team Exodus is strange, and then you'll be fine.
I don't need to think that. I already know that. I've been with you for the better part of a week. You're strange, each of you, in your own special way.
But who's the special one?
Then, I think you take the cake.
Okay.
What about Sir Reginald?
Sir Reginald is a wonderful fellow for a mouse.
What about the roly-poly panda?
It is Cub.
Cub, yes. I think Cub's the best.
I have no idea who Cub is.
Cub. My spiritual totem, Cub.
The thing you were
Wait a
infatuated
minute,
with.
didn't you give it the name?
You gave it the name Cub. You gave it the name Cub.
I don't think.
Roll history check.
No, we're gonna have to go back to the tape on this.
I called it
Time out.
Cub.
Roll history check.
I
Yellow
called
flag
it
on the-
Cub.
on the-
I'm pretty sure.
You need to call it Cub.
Yeah.
I
So you
named
did,
it
but he
Cub.
did call it Cub.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember it for sure.
Yeah,
because
for
I
sure.
rolled pretty great. So it dawns on me. I'm like, oh yeah, the little adorable bear.
Cub. And it does roly-poly.
So goddamn adorable.
It is.
It's just like
Makes me sick.
Oh, geez.
Well, Singing Spear, I hope your travels back are safe. Just watch
And-
yourself on the road.
Please, take this to the mayor. His eyes only, if you will. Someone in that town wants us dead.
What is this? What do I have?
It's just a report, just like everything we've done so far, what happened here.
Ah, so it's a scroll?
Leaving out the Hydra bit
scroll.
and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Your secret's
And the
as
bit
safe
with
as me.
Vargas.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I know exactly what the
No,
content
no. I'm a
And
very
the
shrewd.
shards he sent with us.
Question.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a very shrewd man. He doesn't know that we know someone wants us dead.
And you don't want to tell me.
They died in the swamp.
Yeah.
It's that vague. I tell him only the things he already knew about, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I take the scroll. I say yes. Neriello requires aid. Her life is of the utmost importance. She's the reason I'm here.
She was well might be relative. Not dead last time we saw her. So
She was healing. She was recovering.
yeah.
She was recovering. She was able to talk and speak. She was able
Lynn?
to warn us.
Would you mind coming over here and showing me how to use the poultice properly?
Are you heading out here shortly after this singing sphere?
Yes, I cannot stay.
One more thing before you leave. I may have been angry and mad at you earlier and a couple times before. And I apologize. With the way I was raised, I never knew my elf side well. I've always had more of a human side, and I've always been infatuated with elves, how they work, how they think. Do I have a soul? Do I have an elven soul? You know the old words. But I may have been aggressive to you because I'm unsure of myself. I'm finding things out about elves, how they are, and who they are, and settling. And I'm unsure of what I am. But I want to thank you for all the help you've given us, and apologize for the way I've acted.
Your actions bespeak yourself. You owe me no apologies. You are young. You are brash. It is the way of man. I don't deem it wise, but your lives are so much shorter than mine. I can see where the passion lies. I can't say that I lay claim to the affections of caring for orcs as much as you do.
Just one orc, mind you. Just one.
And he's a half.
He's half, and he's one hell of a threat.
I don't think that Lusak thought he was a half-orc. Because I believe his term was orcs survive, not half-orcs survive.
You definitely have an agreement there. You make a point, but I care about Luthak, not the others. But I get your point. And
The fire is within you. If you must embrace your human side. I don't understand why you would, but that is outside of my scope.
Because we're good at it.
You're not good. You're not good at survival.
It might be a
Yeah,
journey
here
for
we are.
me.
And yet here you are, enslaved to a demon.
No.
Okay.
Because
okay.
you've already died.
I thought you were
Normally I would
enslaved
jump
to
at the side to
a
peg
flower.
on Riken, but
That's a devil.
we don't know what mindset he was in or what was being held against him. He
Dying. I was
Dying.
in the mindset of dying.
Well, there could have been other things too. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you have a wife I don't know about. Maybe you have children. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. So I'm just saying that
We all make decisions in brashness, no matter the circumstance.
It is the nature of your short lives. All of you are prone to it.
Yeah.
You don't have bigger pictures. You don't get to see them. That's the downfall of your races.
But we lay the foundations for our children's to build them.
That relies on them. This is too philosophical for this point. And I do have to say, your apology, while I greet it, is not needed.
Thank you for assisting in the fun experience of meeting someone with some sort of similarity in blood as me. Dear God,
By blood,
I
you do have the point of the sun elves, and I point at your ears. I can tell.
yes,
It's not something that you can hide,
I don't plan
but
to.
it is something that clearly does not fit your person.
There's reasons, but thank you.
Be a man. Don't embrace something that's not going to fit you.
Maybe something to embrace in later in life, or something to pursue.
Well, don't spend too long. You don't have that long here.
I'll take that into consideration. Thanks again, Singing Spear.
You sure you don't want any gold? I don't want you to have it, but you've earned it.
I lean over to Alpharius. Alpharius, he offered him gold.
That's a start.
I have never cheated any of you. Why
I'm
would
not
this be a
saying you
surprise?
cheated. You just... I would swear you were related to a red dragon, my friend.
No offense taken on July, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, it just got racial.
You know,
I'm so
used to
sorry,
the
Alpharius. I'll be honest. You took a little grab and I love you, but you swiped the gem from my hand faster than I could see it. It was impressive.
I knew I would need it, and I slide off the table to go give Singing Spear a goodbye hug. Because I know you would appreciate that.
You go to give me a hug?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of Dragonborn and not a lot of Singing Spear, so yeah, you swallow me up big time, bud. You get this though. You get like that sort of a hug.
That hug.
Like, okay, buddy. Pat, pat.
Oh, it's like just dig into you.
I think my.
Really get my scent all over you.
and he is musty right now, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Well, we both are. We were just in the muck. He actually was rolling around in it though. I was just like kneeling in it.
Blood, sweat, it's basically sulfur.
It's overwhelmingly powerful. Yeah, my elvish nose is overpowered. My eyes are watering.
I
It
smell
looks
it.
like I'm crying.
I just grab you by the head and I just smell it. Now I know how to smell a true warrior.
What is happening?
I don't know what that means,
Honestly, I have
Alpharius,
no idea.
but I do have to say, you have taught me a valuable lesson about faith. Between you and Illian, Lethano was always a figurative thing. I've never been one to really embrace that side of our religious ways in the Elven Kingdoms. It's never been a power of mine. I've never been a master of books or of lore. I've always been practical about it. If I can't see it, if I can't feel it, it doesn't exist. And it's something that you've imparted upon me with your God of Iron, and I tug on your chain.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I grab that rock and I just tug on it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I wish we were big enough because I would want a meme of
You're
just...
terrible, all of you.
We are terrible.
We are terrible, yeah. It is something that I will carry with me for the rest of my days, and something that will outlast probably even you. You have renewed the belief of a man who never really had beliefs. For that, I thank you.
It's my duty. Deep down, like, yes.
Victory.
Victory, God.
Another successful convert.
You can see the spark in the eye. That's all you get.
Another notch in his sword hilt. Alright.
Lynn, come with me.
Okay.
Show me the poultice. How do I use it?
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. I go and I grab one. I stow it away now that I've kind of like memorized
But
what I'm
there's-
doing there.
But there's one important thing you have to do. When you put it on, you have to say, "Oh, kumbaya."
Oh, kumbaya.
Nice.
Very
And
well.
then,
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. But kumbaya is important.
Okay, I will do that. And as I go to take the poultice, I lean in close to you, and I reach into the folds of my cloak, and I pull out this little. It looks like a twig, but when I hand it to you, you realize it's kind of more like a really thin wand, and it's all embellished and fancy, and it's made with. You've never been to the Silver Realm, have you? No. So it's
I'm not allowed there.
yeah. Yeah, it's a really fancy little twig, and it's all embellished, and it's got all sorts of elven little filigree and stuff on it. And I go, yeah, this is it right there. That's what I hand to you, for sure.
Scratch.
It's a back scratch. It's a back scratch. I gave it back. You're welcome.
I find this hilarious that she felt the need to have like a prop.
Yeah, she needs to feel it, you know.
Yeah.
So I hand it to you, and I say, normally, the Silver Realm is forbidden to humans or anybody of other races. You are a special case. You protect nature even from somebody like me. I've never had somebody stop me from hunting before. Your connection to Lithana cannot be denied. You got upset over a horse that died weeks ago, and our god arrived on your request.
I did kill it.
Killed this shit out of it.
You get it out of that horse.
We do
Separate the
not want
head
to
from the
talk
body,
about
man.
that right now. Go on.
But like I was just telling Alpharius, I've never been one to believe too strongly. I know the gods are there, but they've always been beyond my reach. They've been beyond my ken. I've never made well with the letters on the books that the others of my race have. There's no one I've ever seen who's done what you've done. You are welcome in the Silver Realm at any time, and should you be detained, that will grant you access.
It's pretty. I like it. Remember, kumbaya.
Kumbaya. I will remember it. And I call over to Aaron. Riken,
Mm-hmm.
come close.
Okay.
I have need of you.
Yeah.
Lynn, what are you doing?
Chop now.
Fancy wand? Back
It's a
scratcher.
nice back scratch.
As long as you keep it with you, don't break it. That's in the instructions. If you can read Elvish, it's on there. Don't break. In case of emergency, don't break.
This side up.
This fragile on the other side. Aaron,
Yeah.
of all of your party, you're the only one who showed any regard towards my life, and for that, I cannot thank you enough.
Talking about when I pulled you out of the water and then fell in?
Yes,
Yeah.
I may have returned that favor more than once.
Yep.
Regardless of that, to save the life of one of my race when you had no need for it, it puts you higher than the rest of the lessers.
You know, it's the part of humans that elves always forget. You guys quick to point out how we destroy, but we're pretty good at saving too.
In short bursts, we shall agree. In this moment, I would like to bestow upon you a title. And it's something that if you should ever come across other elven kind, you may use this title and they will understand the import of it. And that is the title of Revanthus, which is Elvish for friend.
I'll take it. Do we have to be friends though?
No.
Good.
We're not friends. To be honest, I will not probably remember many of you in a short while.
God, I hate you.
That smell ain't gonna wash off in a short while.
He's not wrong. I smell terrible. But I wanted to bestow this upon you as a measure of thanks for a creature such as yourself to come to the aid of someone who hasn't really cared for you in any particular way. It was special.
Only an elf could make a compliment sound like a dig.
I don't know
That
what a dig
hard.
is.
That doesn't matter, you know? Thank you. I appreciate the gesture, even if you can't pull it off well.
Gratitude is not something I'm
See, this is what I'm talking about.
not used to.
Yeah.
Just take the apology. Be proud.
With that, I turned back to the group and I said basically the same thing. It wasn't long ago that I met all of you. I can't say that I've enjoyed my time with you. The experience that your group has is not a pleasant one.
Totally fair.
Keep it locked. Keep it down there.
Call this. Call this.
I got it. It hasn't been a pleasant experience by any means. My life has been risked way too many times, but it is for the good of the Silver Realm, and I can tell you that the import of what you're playing with and the pieces that you're moving is not lost upon me. I will take this back to the Silver Realm, and I will bring this in front of our council. They will decree what we shall do to assist the rest of the Central Vale that is outside of my reach. I may never see you again, granted that your lives are so short. I may not even be back in this general region by the time you are gone. Save for maybe the elf. Well, the half-elf.
That might make it halfway. You never know.
Any which way it goes, consider yourselves brave, true heroes, like Thalen has always said. It is not many men I know that I would have taken into battle against a hag and flesh golems and hydras. And somehow, for the most part, we all came out of that alive. That's not common, especially for being what you are.
Heroes.
Heroes. Well, heroes of a certain order.
Aspiring heroes. We'll keep it simple.
Aspiring heroes is the best word I've heard you say yet. It was an experience I will not forget. I may forget your names, but know that you have left a mark in my life. And I thank you for aiding Miriella. She is important to me for many reasons. But with that, I must leave you. You have your own quests to deal with. You have a hydra to slay, and I can't say that I endeared to that at all. With any luck, maybe Thalen, you'll even revive your orc friend.
Thank you.
Farewell. And I go to turn. Walk out the door.
Safe travels.
Spy! As you're walking away, I speak up a bit so you can hear. And you'll always be a friend of Exodus. Or whatever else we change our name to.
You should change your name. It's a strange name.
Friends of Terrowyn sounds better, I know.
Berlin and Friends is a much better name.
I'm not that conceited.
I don't even break stride while I'm saying this. I'm walking out the door.
Yeah.
We should change it.
You have your pack and your spear and all of your rations and everything that you had prepared for this, knowing that you would need to leave anyways. You take it with you. And then for a few solemn moments, you all finish your drinks and your meals and retire to rooms that have been prepared for you and space to sleep. They all go to bed during the night.
That's great, yeah.
You go over in your heads the path that you must take tomorrow, the fight ahead of you with the Hydra, and the even greater tasks of confronting Lefay and her evil minions and disposing her from her position of power and her position of strength, where she has undoubtedly done nothing but gain support and minions over this time that you've spent here. But knowing that you've completely curtailed the skin rot and the epidemic that could have been unleashed on the world going forward, and how now, with the work that you accomplished, the Central Vale and the nearby kingdoms have a fighting chance at pushing her back and defending themselves. But you ponder the mysteries and the further things that have been led to your attention. Things that still just don't sit right. Who wants you dead? Why? And when did this start? Has it always been that way, or is it something that's recently happened? Has there been something that's changed, some allegiance? You think about the connections and relationships you have with the people that live in Greencrest, the people themselves. You think about the crypts and the ruins of Warren, and the mention of Zinstone and the power locked away in that abandoned treasury, forgot since it fell. The fact that you're being tracked by a powerful werewolf never leaves your mind. At what time will he strike, and what time will he see the need? Will he even come for you and Thalen within the near future? Maybe he'll strike at people close to you instead. Maybe it observes from the outside, watching and planning. Who knows, maybe it'll find itself allied with Lefay and her dark forces. It's never really sat right with you, this connection to the Formless One and the Wild Hunt. What could they have possibly wanted with Misha and the Mare, her connections to the Knights of Teyshare and the role that they play in protecting the magical artifacts in the realm? What secrets do they hold? All of things lay on your mind as you head to your bed. Each one of you going past the room where you see, looking through the crack in the door, Malphne is still watching her brother and aiding him and keeping him calm as he still continues to speak and babble out loud about things that he's seen or things that he will see. Random incoherent strings of thoughts attached to, alarmingly sometimes, things that you've been alerted to or have been alluded to. And Alpharius goes to bed, wondering about everything that Ildrex said to him. If it's even possible or true that that red dragon has once again gathered power and is readying for another assault on Emrath, it would just mean doom for the Republic and your family and the lands there. He was defeated once before, though. He can be defeated again. But you wonder, does his movements and his rise and his activity again maybe relate in some way to the green dragon that's in the Central Vale? What does that mean for the people living here?
And what could it mean if the Green Dragon sides with Ove? Until next Friday.
The Green Dragon?
Yeah.
Did you forget about that, did you?
All right.
She didn't forget about it. She wasn't there.
I want to
It
make
was
like,
Lumi, you.
I wanted to make so many
No.
sly comments that I can do right now. Yo, you gave her the wand and the broom? What a witch! You felt like the Oz giving away gifts. And for you, I give a heart of courage.
Yeah. Right on. It's fucking great.
Well, that was great.
Yeah.
That was good for me. I got a lot more screen time, so.
Yeah, you did.
Get to hog a lot of it.
I did. What's up?
Yeah.
And you still almost died.
Dude, I was calming the dog over here. One.
Yeah, it was
One.
fucking trash.
You do a real good job of killing yourself there, Dylan.
Yeah. That was great.
If this party doesn't exist without you, you die. It's just like, whoop, new party. Pleasure meeting y'all.
Yeah,
You want to die?
Everybody retires.
We all retired.
Fine.
Everybody retires.
It would just be Ellen, Rykin, and Theowen next episode.
We're down to half a party. We've got it.
You got this. Shit.
The Magnificent
Three people can take a hydrate. It's easy.
The Magnificent
Yeah,
Three
these
over
three
here.
could.
That was good. Some little bit more diving into this oh so mysterious Dragonborn's backstory. You know, at least now you know he has people he cares about back home.
I don't care about nobody.
I'm a strong Dragonborn. I don't need nobody.
I'm an independent dragonborn. I don't need no republic.
I'm a big dragon.
Yeah, I'm a big dragon. See a little bit more of people in the developing issues ahead.
How to kill my first kinsman?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Kinslayer. You're Kinslayer now.
I know.
That's I added that to your name.
Kinslayer, though, I mean, it wasn't your family.
Yeah. They're all family now.
Yeah.
They shared blood
There
count.
are
For dragonborn, it means more than humans.
That's
Yeah.
fair. There's a lot less of you.
That's fair. Yeah, that's definitely true. 100%. There's way less of them. That's just because humans are ever fucking aware.
Yeah, we're good at it.
Yeah.
All of it.
That is fantastic. I didn't realize.
They definitely got good at it once everybody else fucking
I
stumbled.
should have got her a pointy hat.
Oh, the next time she flies, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm the
But
best.
that being said, it's a legendary action. So thank you everybody who watched and stopped by. We know that we apparently had some audio issues. What?
About next week.
Oh yes, next
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Week is not going to be a regular show.
Yo, fuck, get over
Yeah, we're
here.
getting there. We're not done yet. We're getting there. Relax.
I'm helping.
You're not
Relax.
making it worse.
Yeah,
But I know we had some audio technical issues. Hopefully that didn't affect everybody and
Oh,
everybody got
there's
to
no
hear the exposition
Hi.
as such.
I'm here.
But if you didn't, we'll upload it, see what we can do to fix it there, so you can go back and hear all the exchanges between Ildrix and Alpharius and the discussion they had about the fact that Alpharius is a traitor.
Traitor!
No, he's the traitor.
Oh wait, yeah, he is. That's right.
The only thing he's done is instill doubt.
Yeah.
As
Most
a
faithful
lesson to
character.
everyone watching, don't let the guy with no ears be your audio engineer.
Yeah. Well, we didn't let you. We just couldn't stop you.
Yeah, you just kind of. I came in and you were like commandeering it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah,
Um,
I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, so we have some interesting stuff. So next week the party will,
Die.
it looks like, have to
Probably not.
finish off that Hydra. So we'll see what happens there.
The Hydra's already
Now that
killed
it's
one.
had 2 days to recover, as opposed to 1.
Oh no.
We'll see what happens.
We might have a
It
fierce
should be
fight.
interesting. Might be a fierce fight, yeah.
It is.
In its lair, maybe it might have to
Hey,
be underwater.
You know what? I'm just saying.
No.
You need.
I think there's that potion
Question.
of water breathing, huh?
But-
one of its heads got cut off, so it has 6, right?
It definitely has an extra
But
head.
if it rests, do like they just fall off and it goes back to normal?
No, it has 6 heads now.
It's now a 7-headed.
It
Hydra.
doesn't. Oh,
6
oh.
6.
It had 5 before. You're right. Ooh, you're gonna find the
And
dragon.
I lost one added too.
Yeah.
It's gonna have
But,
to stick an extra
yeah.
dragon neck on.
And then next week is our one-shot, our Ravnica one-shot, so we will not be coming back to a Terrowyn next Friday. we will be going into the world of Ravnica and playing there with this scary motherfucker right here running a game.
They will be going to my world now. They will fall to my choice, and it will be glorious.
I'm terrified.
We will absolutely destroy you.
I'm terrified.
Break me.
I personally can't wait to have DM
Swear to God, if you fish for an
Andy
hour,
sit. I can't wait to have Andy sitting on this side.
I'm actually excited too.
Yeah.
But you understand, I have to deal
I
with
never
these
get to play people.
And first thing is
It's
like, I can't wait
scary.
to talk about your water for an hour, and I'm like, you better not. You better not. Just like, what's its name? What's fish in it?
Yeah.
What's the lake look
Oh yeah,
like?
it's gonna be a problem.
What's the edge?
Mike, what's the name of the street again?
Toucan Sand Road.
Yeah.
Where's the river?
First
Street.
How many streets are there?
There's 147
Lots of
streets
them.
in this
Yeah,
district.
lots of them.
What sort of cobblestone laying pattern is it?
Surprisingly, there's no cobblestone. It's actually engraved solid
Herringbone.
gold that just inlays the roads.
What's
What's
it
the
engraved
like-
with?
Yeah.
The blood of your enemies.
No, the
That's fair.
question.
That's overlaid.
Sand.
No,
Yeah.
no. Most important question is, can we sleep with the innkeeper, or the
Whoa.
bartender,
Whoa.
whatever?
Oh,
That's
Nice.
way out the gate.
I mean,
as your character. I'm pretty sure the character's like, I'm not gonna. I can't stop you.
Yeah, just make sure you get their consent.
well, 50 no's and a yes means yes.
No, bad, but it will be super fun.
I don't know. She's playing a Minotaur. I don't think anybody's
50
gonna
no's and
argue
a
with
yes
that.
means yes.
Even if they feel like saying no, I don't think it's gonna matter because she's a Minotaur.
Intimidation roll.
And all she's
Yes,
gotta do
you
is go, murr.
Yeah.
Warning, adult
Intimidation roll.
themes.
Yeah.
Intimidation. Yep.
But yeah, so Mike will be running our long-awaited,
One shot.
long-delayed one-shot.
Yes, it was
Round.
absolutely delayed by some raging jackass that took a sweet time trying to create it. The DM's a total dick. I don't know why he took so long. He really just yell at
Because
us.
it's hard work making a thing.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's true, and there's other aspects, but yes.
You did have a book, though.
Did everybody
Yeah.
make
You
their
know what?
characters?
I'm the person who went, not the book. I should have done that.
But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, we appreciate the follow. We appreciated the cheer. We appreciate you just spending time with us and hanging out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was exciting. I had fun.
I had a blast.
I plan this stuff long ahead of time, and I'm always excited to get to parts that I particularly enjoy creating and writing. So
Like murdering was
and murdering Luthok, I definitely enjoyed that a whole lot.
Show them your shirt.
I'm
We,
still
we
punching
even
the
went out of our way
machine.
to get an amazing shirt.
What?
Said we even went out of the way to get an amazing shirt for our DM.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I have one.
You should show.
No, I'd rather leave it a mystery.
Hey,
I'd leave it a mystery.
I got
That's great.
that for you.
Yeah, but now we have to wait until the right moment when another person dies, and he just goes.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he was trying to set it up tonight, but
Apparently we just can't leave you dead.
Alpharius made it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, I came in
So
for
right
Lucky
there.
Smite credit.
Yeah, come over here to the other side, man. It's nice over here.
Yeah.
Luthok on the
Because
other side.
If you think about it, like Lucian's not here.
Yeah, that whole table
It's
died.
spreading that way now.
Lucian didn't die, he left.
He left.
Lucian-
Either way,
I'm a good ghost.
he's saying, this side of the table, bad juju. Bad juju side.
Either
Hey,
way.
he made it,
yeah.
and he got out.
Yeah.
Either way, links to our social medias are down below. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us, jump in our Discord. Everybody's welcome to go in there, bullshit D&D and all kinds of other, whatever nonsense we get up to. I'm excited because we all got our tickets to Avengers Endgame, so we'll be watching that
Saturday.
on the Saturday the 27th.
Oh, and just for the
so
record-
we'll still be here on the 26th, so...
It's sold out, but you can buy 2 tickets for Endgame for $15,000 on eBay.
Nice.
Shiny.
Yeah, for Reno.
For Reno.
Wow.
Yeah, or
So if you need 2 extra tickets,
Hey,
15,000.
That's us.
You can buy it now for 25,000 though.
hey, I'm just saying.
I
Do
guess.
you want to go Sunday?
no.
I'm feeling like maybe next Monday. I'm okay with waiting now.
Oh, he's talking about selling them? Those aren't going to sell.
I
Those,
would-
that's just somebody put them up on eBay was like, it's a joke, but
Yeah, minimum
what if?
Yeah. Either way, so that's exciting. There's a bunch of other stuff this month, like a bunch of us will be sitting around watching Game of Thrones final season.
Nope, it's about One Punch
Yes.
Man.
Eh.
Matt's not an anime
And
guy.
Attack
You just
on
ruined
Titan.
it. You just ruined it.
And Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
just
And you know,
ruined it.
Fruits Basket came out today, so that's really good. Kasan, you need to watch
Hey,
Fruits Basket
hey.
right now.
Shush.
No.
Okay.
Calm down.
Apparently
Simmer
Matt's
down.
not an
Simmer
anime.
down.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
it's okay, man.
Hold
I
on.
like anime too.
Gloria's loving this right now. Like, hey, now.
Yeah. Yeah, One Punch Man season 2 does start this month, so that's exciting.
Totally psycho.
Attack on
Way too
Titan,
long.
that's a great show.
It is.
You might hate anime, and I know you do, but it's a great show.
I don't hate anime. It just doesn't
No,
work
no,
for
no.
me. I
You
don't
may
know
have
why.
hate
It's
It
just
just doesn't
cartoon.
do it.
I know, it just doesn't work
Matt's
for
full
me.
of hate, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's nothing new.
Either way, thank you for spending your time with us. We'll hope to see you next Friday. Come watch the Mike railroad the shit out of us and just turn it into a disaster.
So much confidence.
Those are my bets. All right?
Take you back to the chat.
Listen, I watch him walk in the walls and trip over stuff. I have no confidence in his ability to run the game.
I'm going to be a
We try and
fantastic
say
person,
everyone
Ben.
can
You're
run a
brutal.
game,
Yeah.
but that's been generous.
I will
Yeah.
utterly admit that as of right now, I have the utmost confidence that I will bloody knock this right inside the park and cry about it because I'm terrified. So excited though.
Look, when you're a new DM, you just gotta roll with it and be like, yeah, I'm wrong. Carry on,
I
everyone.
see what you did there. Roll with it.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
That's
Okay,
terrible.
we roll
But,
with it.
Yeah, and then
But
one last thing. I think Nick won't be joining us because the character just left. So I wanted to take a moment and thank Nick for joining us through this little arc, and he did a great job. We will miss you.
ended up being a lot larger of a commitment than I originally planned due to reasons and stuff happening behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it worked out because he seemed to have enjoyed himself.
Yeah. He did a great job too. He did a really good
You
job.
can't go wrong with Dungeons, people. You really can't. It's too much fun.
D&D.
D&D, it's good time.
Now we don't want him to
I'm just
pop,
glad I
so we
don't
should
have to
probably
spend my
leave.
weekends with him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to feel like, oh man, I gotta go back tonight. Although we don't have to go back tonight, because Warhammer tomorrow.
Hey, Warhammer.
Y'all got your army?
I like the party.
I brought corn and rolls.
I brought ghosts.
Sounds absolutely terrible.
It sounds disgusting and head choppy, and I like both of those things.
Yeah.
Don't tap the stand.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Sorry, audience.
It's just
Well,
all you can hear.
I think it's wrapping it up then. Yeah, we'll wrap this up then.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
We hope to see you next Friday. And drop us a follow. Follow us on all of our social medias if you want to keep up with the insane weirdness that we get up to sometimes on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
I hope your week's as legendary as ours is. So we'll see you next Friday.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.